For everyone who watched the morning show just a few hours ago, I told you we will be back. It is the one and only staple show, the one you guys love. It's Kop-Ish Kollab. We got the Don in the building. We've got Tom in the building, and we are going to chop this shit up. Sit down, relax, get a drink, get a snack. It's Friday again, and here we go.
Shout out to Kopish.
Shout out to Kopish, guys.
All the good work
the
up.
two legends, Emil Heskey, Howard Gill. Can't get much better than that guy. Yeah. You know what to do now. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm with legends, guys.
Kopish.
Yes, people, it's Friday. You know what that means? It means it's carnage, it's fun, it's banter, it's chaos. It is Kop-Ish Kollab. Tom, Hassam, brothers, how we doing today?
I'm good. Big up to you, Drifty. Big up to everyone locked in. Make sure you guys are liking, make sure you guys are subscribing. Big up to Tom as well. Yeah, I love doing this show. We're back again. Friday, here to talk Liverpool Football Club. Let's rock and roll.
Let's go.
Big up to Don Hussam for the raid as well.
Yeah, big up. Tom, brother, how you doing? You good?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. You know, the Reds I've got a belter weekend ahead. Going on multiple piss-ups with the excuse that the Reds are winning the league. So,
yeah,
what's not to love? And it all culminates on Monday. And to start off our weekend brilliantly, my manager's called Trent a rat. So who doesn't love it? Who doesn't love it?
100%. You know, I
Did
want
you
to
cut
start
your
off...
hair or did you just wash it, Tom?
No, it'll be held back by the thing. If I'd done that, you'd see it's still long. It's just.
But you did cut it, right? Because it was longer.
No, it's just because of the way it's held back because of the fucking headphones.
Yeah, fair. I really thought you cut it, but anyway, fair.
No, if see, it's still long.
Okay, don't do that. Put the headphones back.
It just goes back.
Put that.
Let's get a little housekeeping out the way, boys. Joey's birthday today. Big up Joe Gomez. Happy birthday, 28th birthday today for Joey. I mean, just briefly on this, guys, because I know he splits the fan base a little bit in terms of like how good he is and stuff like that. We won't go into all that because there's no need. I rate and love Joey, but like he is the longest. Sorry,
he's not Nunez. He doesn't split the fan base.
no, but you do get a lot of people that are like, oh, we should move on from him. He's not good enough, which I disagree with totally. But like, you do get the occasional people like that, but. He's the longest serving Liverpool player at the moment. Is he not one of the definitions of loyalty as well, guys? He's never had his head turned. He's never been a high earner. He's always loved being here. He's always performing. He's been asked to. Never shied away. Got over some horrific injuries. So you see some of the scars on his knees and his legs. It's crazy. And he's still performing at a high level. Last season, one of our top 3 performers in the whole season. Unbelievable job he did last season. Right back, left back, centre back, DM, like crazy. So yeah, man, just a little on his birthday, little shout out to Joey. What's a Joey moment for you guys? Like a standout moment you remember that was like a fun moment or a cool moment?
Adrian away at Villa. That's the
that one.
But it just looks at Adrian.
No, it was Ajax away when he's come out to clear the ball. When Gomez has it under cover, and he just stands there like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, like what are you doing? Like that's the most funny like Joe Gomez.
I think last season was brilliant with Joe Gomez because he allowed himself 2 shots every game, and every game you were sitting there going, "Right, when's he going to shoot?" And none of them went in, obviously, because we're nearing a decade and we've still got no Joe Gomez goal. But I'll tell you what, he's been getting closer and closer every single year. Him versus Sterling was also a good one.
Yeah. When he just picked him up.
I love Joe Gomez. Joe Gomez is one of the best squad players you could ever ask for. Doesn't kick up a fuss, can play multiple positions to a high level. When he was a starter, he was the best. He was the best partner for Van Dijk. I do think before his injury as well, he was the best partner for Van Dijk. He complements him the best because of play style and he's fought back through the injuries. He's a brilliant squad player to have.
18, 19 and 19, 20, he was the main guy because Matip was always injured, let's be honest.
To be fair, 18, 19 he was, and then he broke his leg, didn't he? Away at Burnley.
No, because he played 19, 20, Tom.
Yes, so he broke his leg in 18-19.
No,
Yeah, because remember
did.
that was when Matip came back and then finished off the season. Don't remember
because we had to play Lovren for about 2 months because Joe Gomez had a broken leg and Matip done his shoulder against Napoli.
Is the timelines wrong in my head? Right.
Yes.
Yeah, and then remember Matip.
You know this quiz. You know this quiz that you're desperate to do in the summer. I'm going to batter all of you. Why am I the only one who remembers this stuff? It was 18-19, Burnley away. We were in that white kit. We won 3-1. They scored first. Then you had Milner. You had Firmino off of Van Dijk assist.
You're talking about his longest injury, right?
So he broke his leg in 18-19.
No, the longest injury was the 2021. That was when he
the 2021 one is the one I'm talking about.
That wasn't his longest one though, because he done his knee right after Klopp came in 2016, so he didn't play again until like.
His longest injury was 2021. Yeah. His longest injury was 2021. I'm literally
because he was back the next season.
I'm literally on transfer market. 232 days.
Well,
the one in 15-16 is 224 days.
So 224 days. Let me go have a little look.
And he didn't break his leg in 18-19. It says ankle surgery.
Yes, because he broke it.
Okay, chill out. Why are you getting angry?
That's why you have surgery. You broke it.
This guy's getting angry over Gomez injuries.
And also, you're sitting there going by days. Oh, he missed what was it? 8 days more. He also missed 46 games more with the first injury than he did the second one. According to Transfer Market.
That's crazy. Although the Transfer Market do get the odd number crazy. I remember when this Soboslai had played like 10,000 minutes or something. I was like, huh? And then we realized must have been a typo. But no, big up to Joey, man, on his birthday. Shout out to Joey. In the chat, guys, let me know as well what your favorite Joey moment has been. He just needs a goal, don't he? Like, I'm going to be honest, guys. If he plays, because Slot said that he hopefully should be fit for Sunday. So I hope he gets some minutes. If we get a penalty or a free kick, we've got to let Joey take it. Just in case he leaves.
I don't want it to be a pen, though. It's kind of forced if it's a pen. I want it to come naturally. I want him to be allowed to go for corners and maybe nod one in.
Yeah. I agree with that.
I don't want it to be like a pity penalty.
But at least he'll get a goal, though, Tom. Do you know what I mean? At least if it was a penalty, he would have at least scored one goal for Liverpool before he leaves. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah, but I'm hoping he sticks around next year. He's still got to.
So, well, I mean, while we're on the subject, then, what do you think of what Joey's situation will be for next year? Because he's got 2 years left on his contract, so we don't have to worry about it from that point of view. But do you think he's going to want to sit around and be a squad player? Because he is getting into the peak. At 28, you should play week in, week out now, isn't it? He's at that age now. Do you think he'll be happy to stay a squad player? Or do you think a Newcastle or a Brighton might be able to tempt him to go and play first-team football, be in Europe? You know what I mean? Like, what do we think?
I think it's going to come down to his ambition for the World Cup. If he thinks in his mind that he can go to that World Cup as a starter, he needs to leave. Because if he goes to a Villa or a Newcastle or whatever and plays week in, week out, he's got a real shot at it because he does have the ability. But if he's quite settled where he is, if he's calm with the international situation, I think he might stay because I do think he'd worked his way into being a valued player, a valued slot squad right before that injury. He was the guy who came in when Canate got injured. He was playing at fullback. Oh, that's not great, is it? He's not even here to defend himself.
Oh, is that where your face is there right now, though? Is this true? Cal saying United are big on the terrace hurts me. Did he really? He's not here to defend himself, so we're going to do innocent until proven guilty.
Johnny, you know, you started off by hating me. Now you realize I'm the true scouser in this whole thing. I defend Gerrard on the terrace. I defend Liverpool Football Club on the terrace. You got the member of Kop-Ish saying United are bigger. I'd never say that. And then you got this guy right here. By the way, Shawnee, just so you know, that's why Terry will never ask me this question. Terry will never go like, Hussam, who do you think is better? Terry will never start a Scholes debate with me because it lasts 42 minutes where I cook his ass, just so you know. So if you want to talk revenue, guess what?
Did Cal really say that? I don't believe this. Hold on.
If you want to talk revenue, Liverpool are going to make 150 million more this season. Whatever thing you want to talk, Liverpool have more of. I'm so tired. I'm so tired of Callum and Tom just disgracing the fan base, honestly.
I'm trying to understand in what context.
There is no
What was the
context.
context?
Who gives a shit about context? Liverpool are bigger than Man United. There is nothing for them to say anymore. What's there to say? Why are we the only club that have to be objective about everything? Fuck your objectivity. There's nothing to be objective about. We're bigger than Man United. The only thing they have is more fans. Who gives a shit? We've got more trophies. 20 times. 20 and 6 is bigger than 20 and 3. We're making more revenue. We're more relevant right now. We've got the more global superstars. We've got the better team. Our roof is not leaking. There is no salmonella in the chicken that Liverpool sell. When you buy a box at Anfield and you're sat there in the commercial places, there are no rats, unlike there is in Manchester. So it is what it is, man. Listen, Callum can try to do this whole objective thing. Oh, look at me. I'm Callum. I'm objective because Terry pays me. I ain't trying to be objective. I'm the same guy. Same guy here. I'm the same guy on the terrace. That's why I promise you, Shawnee, be there on the Monday Straight Facts. He will not ask me this question because he knows I'll destroy him and he knows Mo will destroy him as well. 6-time Champions League winners, 20-time league winners, and you're bigger. Why? Because you have 50 million more fans. Do me a favor. Do me a favor, bro. Liverpool are bigger than Man United. End of. That debate ended this year.
Yeah, facts. 100%. 100%. The only thing that they're bigger than us with is their debt.
Exactly. Tom, who's bigger, Liverpool or Man United?
Liverpool.
Are you going to say the same thing on the terrace when Terry asks you on Monday?
Yes,
And
that's a fact.
and if Shawnee catches you, what are you going to do? I will disown you.
I mean, I'm not here. I'm not here on Monday. I'm out all day.
Thursday, whatever. Thursday.
But yeah, Liverpool is any measurable metric. If you combine them all together, it's Liverpool. We make more money now. We win more trophies. We've got more memorable moments.
Shawnee, be there. Shawnee, be there. If this guy changes his opinion in front of Terry.
Big up Lorato that says big up Tom with the Orlando Pirates kit.
Hey, go Bucks!
Is it actually Orlando? It is a. Let me see the kit, Tom. What's the
Yeah, it's the Pirates. Yeah.
Okay,
Orlando Pirates.
South African team.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Mo Salah. Another award. Tom, Hassan, I know you want to gloat. Go on, bro. Talk to me about the king. Another award. Did you not see how suaved out he looked as well in the suit?
Oh, he looks amazing.
Tie, open collar, like fresh trim. Like,
I can't put feel if a certain 45-year-old man was here, he would have said pause at that point.
Oh yeah.
What with the
Callum would
open
have
suit?
paused that. Yeah, 100%. I think you want to know something that kind of describes the situation best for me. When it comes to the media and the narratives that are driven by the media against Salah, and that's why I get disappointed when certain Liverpool fans as well get involved in that narrative. He's up against so much, like, actual hatred from the media. They can't stand the fact that he's the best player in the league. You wanna know what proves it? There is someone, and just listen to this carefully. There is a journalist who does this for a living that voted Declan Rice ahead of Mo Salah as the best player in the English Premier League. There is a journalist that voted Bruno Fernandes ahead of Mo as the best player in the Premier League this season. Deep what I'm saying right now. Deep, the guy is on 28 and 18. And there is someone who thought that Bruno Fernandes is better. Someone who thought that Declan Rice is better. And this is what he's coming up against. The agendas, the narratives. But he keeps destroying them year by year, season by season. This is his 8th season and his best season statistically wise. And listen, he came out in the interview, he said, of course he wanted to break the record, but like he brought up examples. He's like, what more can I do? I laid it off for Diaz at home. I laid it off for Jota away. I think it's because we won the league. He even came out and said, listen, the players are partying in Dubai. They don't really give a shit like that anymore. You know, maybe if Arsenal were still in a title race with us, he would have ended up breaking it. So we all know Salah is not 2 GA in 10 games type guy, but I think he's slowed down obviously towards the end of the season because the job is done. It's very difficult to motivate yourself for a race when you've already won it. Like, it's very difficult. That's why you see, like, literally Slot is in Ibiza and the players are in Dubai. Like, there's, and even me, like, when I watch us lose against Brighton, I'm not like, oh my God, there is no way we lost. I'm just like, oh, okay, whatever. Like, I generally couldn't care less because we've already done the job. We've already won the league. So I think Liverpool Football Club this season have been the best team in the league, one of the best teams in Europe, and Salah is by far our best player. I think this is the one player we can say, had he not played for Liverpool, I wouldn't like think that we would have won this season. Like, I think he's made the biggest impact, the biggest difference. I think he's one of the most points. He's done stuff that only Messi has done this season, like a goal and an assist in the same game in 10 games. I think in a league season, the only other person who's done it over the last 10 years is Messi. Whenever you combine yourself in a statistical category with Messi, you know that you're the real deal. So I think he's put himself into unbelievable conversations. This year, minimum. Obviously, we don't know what's going to happen in the game against Palace, but maybe they might try a bit harder, Drifty and Tom. I don't know what you guys think, but maybe they might try a bit harder because it's the last day. It's a celebratory
Yeah,
move.
you want to win the league on the day you lift the title.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe Salah will score like 2 more goals, win the European Golden Boot, whatever. I don't know. But what we do know is Salah is going to be presented with the Playmaker Award and the Golden Boot Award and the English Premier League. So he's going to have an English Premier League medal with a Playmaker Award and a Golden Boot. That is going to be an all-timer iconic picture. And this goes out to all people as well who say Salah is just a goal scorer. I feel like we still have the narrative from 7 years ago.
That won't even be the best photo, though. Because you do realise the club will in like a week or so's time, once all the awards are done, they will have a photo of him sat on his throne with the Premier League, the Golden Boot, the Playmaker, the PFA, the Premier League, and the Football Writers trophies all around them.
There's a third one as well, no, Tom?
So you've got Premier League, you've got PFA, and you've got Football Writers. That's the 3 awards.
Is the Premier League the EA one, I swear?
Yeah, that's the EA one. So that one's its own. So there's 3 separate
Isn't
ones.
that the one voted by the people?
Yeah, that's the one which is the most sort of contentious.
Yeah.
So Football Writers is done by journalists, as you alluded to. The
Yeah.
same people who gave Fernandes credit because he scored against fucking Zubamendi. The PFA is done by players and managers and that. And the EA one is done by a wide collection, including a bit of fan votes. So you've got them 3. They're going to have the Premier League with them, the Premier League Golden Boot, the Premier League Playmaker Award, and God willing, at the end of September, we're doing all this again, but with a Ballon d'Or.
In order for that to happen, I need Inter to win the Champions League badly.
But we also need Napoli to get the job done tonight, so into the double.
I don't think
Forza Napoli tonight, Forza Inter in the UCL final.
I don't think it's going to happen purely based on the fact that he's just got too many haters. I just don't know how he's going to get the Ballon d'Or. It's too much of a popularity competition and all that crap.
That can swing in his favour, though, in a sense of he won't be getting first place votes, but he will be getting second place votes and third place votes. What is going to happen is...
Like mathematically, Drifty.
We all know who the contenders are. We all know who people have up there. It's all the Barca players, which means they're going to split votes. No one's going to be the unequivocal favourite from Barca. Yeah. So Pedri will get a bunch of first place votes. Rafinha will get a bunch of first place votes. Yamal will get a bunch of first place votes. But what that means is...
Lewandowski will get a bunch of first place votes, by the way.
They'll end finishing like 4th and 5th. And they'll have a row of like 4 of them all together because they split the votes. In the same way that when we won the Champions League that year, remember when we had 8 of them in the final 30?
Yeah.
And if you go look at the ranking, we had 2nd, 4th, 5th and 6th. Because all them players split votes.
2nd was Van Dijk, 4th was Mané, 5th was Salah, right?
Salah, and then 6th was, I think 6th was Alisson. Alisson ended up being like the highest rated goalie of all time. Yeah. But you look at it like that. Because Wijnaldum got nominated. If Wijnaldum's votes had went to Van Dijk's a Ballon d'Or winner.
Yeah.
If Firmino's votes had went across the board to Salah, Mané, Firmino, or Salah, Mané, Van Dijk, should I say? We're sitting 1st, 3rd, and 4th.
And can I tell you some real haters shit? You know why Salah is very smart? Salah, you intelligent motherfucker. Last season, he voted for Vinicius Jr. All the Madrid journalists are going to vote for Salah. Please keep this in mind. I promise you right now. Inter winning the Champions League, they got no PR for any player because none of their players is even winning their own league's Golden Boot. Like they're just done from that perspective, right? Now Inter winning the Champions League, Napoli win Serie A, so Inter aren't doing a double, nothing historic, right? No
That's not
Napoli player is
confirmed. We
winning
will
it.
find out tonight. We will find out.
Yes,
tonight.
we will find out tonight. I know Mo is my partner, but I hope Napoli win it for my own good. Now, simple math. Let's say you're a journalist that think Dembele deserve it. You'll put Dembele first, second Salah, third Yamal. Let's say you think Yamal deserves it. Yamal first, second Salah, third Dembele. You know, that's
What
what
if
will happen.
Salah's third though, Hassan? What if they put Salah?
Yeah, but you
third
keep
and-
collecting points. So like you've got the Middle East, like the Middle Eastern countries, like and I'd say a lot of African journalists as well that would vote for Salah in minimum top 2, top 3. So that's a lot of votes around the world, with the captains of their national teams and everything as well. And Salah is doing the PR already. I mean, I don't know if you saw, but he did a sit-down interview with France Football 2 weeks ago. So he's playing his cards right in terms of PR. So it still is possible. We just need PSG to lose the Champions League. PSG lose the Champions League, we good. We eating good.
I think if PSG win it, Dembele's getting it.
Yeah, I agree.
The way he's been playing since the end of December is out of this world. If PSG win the Champions League, then Dembele will get it. Yeah. But if Inter win it, then you're right. There's a possibility. And again, I want Mo to get it, but it's just a glorified popularity competition at this point, right? So it's like there isn't even any validity anymore in it because you just can't trust it. We all know Virgil should have won it that year. We all know that Mané should have won it that the 2021-22. It is what it is. You know what I mean?
To be fair, the Mané one is less egregious. Karim Benzema did single-handedly
Yeah,
drag Real Madrid to a Champions League they never should have won. The Van Dijk one, it's funny listening to the argument of it. Oh, he didn't win anything, but he was dead good. Yeah, I've seen. If you're asking me who the best player on the planet was in 2014, it was Luis Suarez, and yet he didn't even finish top 30.
Yeah, that's true.
The standards change every year. It depends on whether there's an international tournament that year or not, because you could have the greatest club season ever, but if you get knocked out in the group stage of your international trophy, bye to any hopes of a Ballon d'Or. So
this is what's crazy. Don't get me wrong, Dembele was amazing that year. I'm not saying that he wasn't good that year, but if Liverpool had won that final, which we should have, for that man in a match Courtois performance, then nobody would have felt the way they do about Benzema because they wouldn't have won the Champions League.
Yeah.
If you look at Mané that season, especially the second half of the season, how unbelievable
he was shit in that first half. Though. He was so bad in that first half of the season.
He wasn't as bad as people think he was, and he was still getting over COVID. He wasn't still getting over COVID. And then when you look at what he did in terms of leading the line to lead us to being 110 minutes away from that quadruple, and the way he carried his country to their first ever AFCON, I'm sorry, it should have been Mané. He got runner-up.
Drifty, this is the wrong two people to have this conversation.
It should have been Mané.
You do realise I'm going to say it should have been Salah that year.
It's a false narrative that Mané carried Senegal. He did not carry Senegal. Senegal were the favourites in the competition because they had the best team.
And he was the best player.
They had Mendy, they had Koulibaly, they had Idriss Gana Gueye who was playing for PSG at the time. They had Sadio Mane, they had Ismail Assar. They had a good
team, but Mane was the one who was the most
tried to
important.
scam their way to an AFCON on penalties the whole time. They scored 4 goals the whole competition, and Salah was involved with 3 of them. So,
Salah had to go to extra time in every single game possible.
Yeah,
every single game possible. He had an extra 30 minutes.
Egypt had no place whatsoever being in that final to begin with, to be honest with you. But they did get there just because of penalties. I actually have an unpopular opinion. I think had Egypt won the AFCON, we would have won the quadruple. That's how clear Salah was off Mané that season. I think it was so much better. I think the first 6 months of that year,
the season, Salah in the first half of that season was absolutely sensational. Yeah,
the first 6 months of this year, of that year, Mané was like here and Salah was here. The second half of the season, Mané became better and Salah regressed a bit. So, for me,
Hassan, we gotta be honest. It literally did that. Salah was terrible.
No, I wouldn't go that far because Salah in the second half of the season scored just as many goals as Mané did.
No, but it wasn't just his performances really dropped off. You got to remember, I know he's the king.
He was better in the Champions League final.
Now, Salah was good enough. I think Mane and Salah were both good in the final. I think they both played.
No, Mane was not good in the final.
Of course he was.
Mane missed the pen, didn't he?
And Mane missed the penalty in the AFCON final as well.
No, Mane
In regular
scored
time,
the winning.
before 20 penalties, Mane
Mane
literally...
scored the winning penalty. Hold on. What are you? Mane scored the winning penalty.
Yeah, but
in regular time, Mane
it
missed
went
the
to
penalty.
penalties because he couldn't score his penalty in.
Yeah, he didn't score the penalty
game.
in actual. Gabaski saved it.
Oh, well, he scored the winning penalty in the shootout.
In the shootout, but in the regular time, so we cannot say he carried.
Anybody can miss penalties. Come on.
I think Benzema deserved it that year. I'll be honest with you.
I'm not mad at it. I just think it should have been. I just think if Liverpool had won the Champions League, Mane gets it, and that's what's so weird about these. Like they literally just put it down to who wins the tournament. So yeah, I'm not really that bothered about it.
If you go into that AFCON and you look into it, Egypt scored 2 knockout goals, and they both came after extra time against Morocco.
Yeah, and Salah scored one and created one.
Round of 16, no goal. They went to penalties and won 5-4. Semi-final, no goals. After extra time, they went to penalties and won 3-1. The final, no goals. They went to penalties and lost 4-2. They went into that tournament. They were playing Salah as a target man.
Yeah, I know about their
crazy
manager.
though,
Their manager
Egypt.
is Michael Cooper. He manages around these areas. Like he managed Syria as well in the Asian Cup. Michael Cooper is the ultimate form of terrorism. Like he's just a complete terrorist. People don't know this, but he's just complete park the bus type of manager. And a lot of people don't know this is the worst Egyptian generation ever because they didn't have a league for 4 years because of like 3 years because of like hooliganism and people dying in the stands and stuff. They don't even have fans now in their league. They're still not allowed fans in the stadium. So, yeah, it is what it is.
But to be fair, though, Egypt was still one of the favourites going into the tournament. Like it wasn't like they were. It wasn't like they were like right down the
they weren't even top 5 favorite.
No, I'm
Senegal
sure
Senegal were bigger favorites. Nigeria were bigger favorites.
Cameroon.
Algeria were bigger favorites. Morocco were bigger favorites. And what's it called? Cameroon were bigger favorites. Yeah, those 5 were bigger favorites.
Well, even so, that's not. They're still quite up there. It's not like they were like right down the bottom bums. No one was expecting anything from them. Like there was still a certain level of expectancy going into the tournament. And they did well. They got to the final. I don't think they played well, but they made the final. Do you know what I mean?
I don't think the Salah Mané like debate is a debate anymore. But hey, it is what it is.
In terms of Liverpool legacy, no. But while they were both at the club at the same time, they were both as good as each other. It was just brilliant to have them both. It just we all know where you sit on this one.
Salah was better than Mané in their time at Liverpool.
We're not going to have that discussion. Look,
Mané was only better for one season, objectively.
I'm quite happy to have that discussion now. I will have that discussion because 17-18.
Today, though. We're not going to argue.
17-18, it was Mohamed Salah quite clearly. He put together a record-breaking season. Sadio Mané was the 3rd best player in that front 3 because Roberto Firmino put together his best season as a Liverpool player. 18-19, Mané probably gets the edge just because of the
19-20, Mané.
Okay, but
2021, Salah. There were different seasons for different players.
No, because we've jumped the gun here. So I said first season, Salah unequivocally top, and then Bobby, and then Mané. Season number 2, 18-19. Mané gets the slight edge on Salah.
By the way, that was the season Mané had to adapt to being a left winger because Salah came in and took his place. So obviously some of that season was him
adapt to being a left winger, a position he played multiple times throughout his career at Southampton.
No, but he played right wing more than left wing.
Yes, he played more on the right, but he had played left wing. So 18-19, Mané
18-19 is a lot closer than people think.
Yeah, people act like it's cut and dry.
Because Salah carried us in many moments where Mané was dreadful as well.
No, not cut and dry, but Mané was just the better one.
Mané gets a slight edge in 18-19. 19-20, Mané gets more of an edge because that's probably Salah's 2nd worst numbers season. But again, it was still a decent season. Yep. 2020-2021. Let's not talk. Let's not.
Mané was literally doing Rashford impressions the first 6 months. Let's allow
Mohamed Salah played in an attack on.
The reason why we brought in Diaz, just remember, in January.
Mohamed Salah played in because you've got the season.
No, that was the following year.
2020-2021 was the year where we had no centre backs and it was lockdown and Mohamed.
Salah was unequivocally better.
No, that was 2021. Tom.
Salah carried us to the Champions League positions to begin with.
Yeah. Because Mané put together a grand total of 8 goals that season.
And then 21-22.
And 21-22, it's Mohamed Salah.
Mané was the best for the second.
Salah was so much better.
No, because everyone acts like Mohamed Salah did fuck all in the second half of the season. Mohamed Salah got 15 assists after AFCON.
Yeah, but we're not just talking about numbers. The performances were poor. We're not going to act like we didn't watch the games.
And the
Come on.
performances of Mane in the first half was what? Dreadful.
Yeah, Mane had a poor first half of the season. Salah had a
Mane
poor
would give
second
you
half of the season.
no, because Salah didn't have a poor second half
I
of the
was
season.
on Spaces at the time. I was listening to Liverpool fans. I was speaking to Liverpool fans. There was a point in time where people wanted literally Mane dropped. They wanted Jota and Firmino to start together.
Yeah, anyway, look, I'm not
Mane
having...
was so shit. in that
Mane's
first
been
half.
gone for 3 years. There's no need to go back down. I definitely feel like Mane doesn't ever get...
Sadio Mane was brilliant, and I will have him in conversations with 99% of all the wingers in Premier League history, but I'm not having him in this conversation with Salah.
That's fine.
Mo is like with Ronaldo. Like
When they were both at the club, they both did exceptional on different occasions. It was great to have them both. There was plenty times when because you got to remember, there was a good few times where Mane actually had to play without the others and still did brilliantly. And it's like people just forget that. So
What, once?
No, it was more than once. More than once. But
Everyone remembers it was the Barca game, but outside of that, I ask, what games has Salah missed through injury? Because the only reason he missed that game was he had a concussion.
And
No,
it's
no,
not
it's
like
not even-
Mane
it's
did
not
anything
even-
against Barcelona anyway.
it's not even just about injuries. It's about, I don't know. For example, I don't know why Bobby and Salah both missed that home game against Everton, the derby. I can't remember why they missed
They
that
were on,
game.
Bobby was on the bench and Salah was on the bench. Salah just
Yeah,
didn't
they
come
were
on.
rested. I
Yeah,
think.
just
Origi
another
was-
example of an absolutely sensational performance from Mane without the... I'm just saying, people forget that Mane was... Like, I know Salah's gone on to be like more of a legend for Liverpool, but people just act like Mane was just his regular guy, and it pisses me off.
No,
It's just-
Mane is not a regular guy. Mane
I
is
have no
one of the
idea
best
why,
players.
but
Mane is like in that Luis Garcia category, like just complete, like legend. Nothing negative to say
oh,
about.
he's way above Luis Garcia.
If you're
Way
talking
above
about
Luis
if you're talking
Garcia.
about legacy, I'm putting Salah in the conversation with table 1 of Premier League greats. He
Yeah.
sits there with the greats of the greats. Sadio Mane's
Ronaldo
on table
or
2. Sadio Mane is like the best of the Alexis Sanchez's of this world. He's the best of that ilk, but he's not on this table with your Salah, who's done it for 8 years.
By the way, I love Luis Garcia. You see the shirt right here. This is a Luis Garcia signed shirt. I'm not like a hater or something. I love Luis Garcia.
I'm going to be honest with you, because he's been here longer.
How can you act like
I
Luis
think-
Garcia is not a legend as well? The
No,
goal
no,
against
Luis
Juve
Garcia's a
and all.
legend,
Are you
but
mad?
Mane's a bigger legend than Luis Garcia. I love Luis Garcia, but Mane's a bigger
Luis
legend than
Garcia. He drinks sangria. He came from Barca to Liverpool.
And you know another thing that people keep forgetting about. Mane started this shit. You know the Liverpool revolution? Mane started.
Yeah. No one forgets
Mane
that.
was
The goal,
doing
the
it,
goal
you know what
away
I
at the
mean? So,
Emirates,
I'm just saying.
where he was riding Jurgen Klopp after. I remember all the good moments.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway,
Salah's
move
clear
on.
though. A big up.
Look, he's been here longer. That's how I'm leaving.
Salah's clear. Salah's
Terry
clear. Let
Tim,
it go,
um,
Drifty. Let it go.
Big up, lads. How are we? Tom, my favorite wall man.
Oh, for fuck's sake, Terry.
You've got a
Big,
great
big,
am I
big up
missing
yourself for
something?
the
What's the
support. Well, Jesus Christ.
What am I missing here, Tom? What am I missing? Where's
You
the
just
concept?
called me a wool. It's hard to miss.
No, but what
We
is
all know I
that?
represent the true Scouts Republic
Right,
more on
right.
this
So
platform.
a wool is someone who pretends they're a scouser, but they're not.
Oh.
Other words for wool include Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's
hold
what
on a
Tom
minute. Why are you a fake scouser? What's going on? What have I missed?
Because he said
because the
Scholes is
man's-
better than Gerrard.
Because the man sat below me has said it for like 2 years, and people think it's funny.
Oh, are you gonna act like you're hurt by the statement, or do you want me
No.
to grab your tissue? Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought. Anyway,
And Shawnee is back. And says Tom's an excitable young blood, ain't he?
Well, anyone else got anything to say? Come on. Anyone else?
yeah, you want to know what's the best thing about this Drifty? Shawnee and Terry Tibbs are both actual Scousers, by the way.
I am an actual scouser.
No, you're not. No, you're not. You're from the Wirral.
No, I'm not.
Yes,
For
you
fuck's
are.
sake. You don't
Yes,
even
you
know where the term Jedi originates from. You don't even know why it's used.
Where does Jedi originate from? Since you're a true Scouser, tell them.
So you call someone a Jedi because they say they come from the dark side, which is the Whittle. That's why they used the term Jedi. You didn't know that. You just said, "Oh, Jedi."
No, I didn't know that because it's also a Star Wars reference because it's like an alien, like
Yes,
from
but
an outside universe.
That's not why it's used. It's not
I
used
know
as
it's
Star Wars
not,
as much,
I
isn't
know
it?
it's because of the world, but I'm just saying it's related to that as well because it's like an alien outside from our planet, which is Liverpool, the Scouts Republic. I represent the Scouts Republic better than you. I've never
No,
told
you
Terry
don't.
Flores to his face Scholes is better than Gerrard. I've never
I
told,
never said he's better.
I've never done what that fraud Callum Sanderson has done, talking about United is bigger than Liverpool. I never do that. Hey,
I
big up
can't.
Liverpool.
He's gonna have to explain that when he gets back because that one is a little bit.
I hope he comes here today.
Nicholas, not today, brother. Please.
No, answer. Yeah.
No, please do.
Please answer. Yeah, is Darwin better than Osimhen? Answer.
This version of Darwin, no.
Oh, well, hold on. You're saying that is a version of Darwin that's better than
You're saying
Osimhen?
there is a version better.
I think the Darwin that Liverpool bought is the same as Osimhen. I didn't see any difference between them. It is what it is.
Oh my god! Oh,
Moving on. As a Milan fan, I think Mané is a top 10 winger in the Premier League at a stretch. I will put him top 15. Ronaldo, Salah, Mahrez, Hazard, and Giggs were all better. Sorry. I'm not going to get into this conversation. Again, like I said, I rate all these players, but you know what I mean? It is what it is. I personally put Mané above most of those, but that's just me. It is what it is.
How the fuck's Mahrez ended up in conversations like
How
this?
the fuck is Darwin better than Osimhen? Fuck it.
That's also something we need to discuss.
No one said better. No one said better.
No, you just said that the Darwin Nunez we bought, who went on to get a grand total of 9 goals for us, is at the same level of the Victor Osimhen that was.
Yeah, but there's context to be added to. We're talking about ability. We're not talking about what type of season they had or adapting to a new team or what. We're just talking about ability.
Yeah,
you lot will see if Osimhen ends up in the Saudi league and never actually does it in the Premier League, I will not be proven wrong.
Yeah, but Nunez never did it.
Has Nunez ever done it in the Premier League? A grand total of 11 goals in his last season. You know
what he's done in the Premier League? 60 big chances missed.
They're both about to play in the same league, to be fair, so we'll see then.
Yeah, we will. Yeah, so
why Nunez the hill you dive on, Drifty?
Why? You're so much better than this, honestly.
No,
there are so many hills high on.
So many things you speak.
Why like this hill specifically? I don't get it.
Because when I know or I see something, I don't let narratives change my mind. There are plenty times where there are players who I rate, everybody laughs at me, and then at some point they all go, "Oh, hang on a minute," and it happens all the time. And then everybody starts to jump on a bandwagon, and I just sit there and laugh because I'm like, I told you lot this X amount of years ago, and everybody laughed at me. So that's all it is. When Nunez goes somewhere else and starts banging in goals and goes back to being a 20-plus goal a season striker, I will tell you what I said again. I just believe something went wrong in England. He didn't quite suit English football, and I've likened him to players that have done the same thing in the past. What's the other Uruguayan? The other bad boy Uruguayan who played for Man United?
What, Cavani?
No, before Cavani.
Forlan.
Look how bad Forlan looked in the Premier League, and look how good Forlan looked in the other parts of Europe. Sometimes shit happens.
I understand, but Forlan has a good first touch, good football fundamentals. He's good with link-up play. Forlan is better than Darwin Nunez.
Forlan was at Man United, he didn't have any of those.
But you speak
about
ability.
Any of that when he was at Man United.
Bro. Okay, we want to talk ability. Who's a better ball striker, Forlan or Nunez?
Overall, Forlan, because Forlan went on to be almost world class. So,
okay, who has a better first touch, Forlan or Nunez? Who has a better first touch?
I'm not comparing Nunez to Forlan. Forlan is better.
But based on ability, Forlan wins as well. That's why when he moved to different countries, he was able to cook.
No, you're missing the point, bro. Nunez did well in Spain, then did amazing in Portugal, and then flopped in England. Forlan was crap in England and then went on to be sensational in other parts of Europe. So what I'm saying is, Forlan's better than Nunez, but I think they'll have similar careers, as in they just didn't suit the Premier League, but look good everywhere else. There is a reason why Simeone wants Nunez at Atletico. You don't think he's going to get him to cook? Why would a world-class manager want Nunez if he didn't see what he knows he can get out of him? Do you get what I mean? Like, you lot aren't making any sense. Like, why?
Yeah, but that same world-class manager signed Alvaro Morata. Do you rate him?
There's two managers.
Leave Morata out of it.
Tom,
but Morata does
lose
a
the
good
battle
job,
to win the
Hassan.
war.
We can't even banter Morata anymore. Everywhere he goes, he actually plays well and wins shit.
Yeah, but
can't
that's
even
because he
banter
joins the
Morata
best
anymore.
clubs. That's 'cause he joins the best clubs.
If you want someone, why did that man Diego Simeone sanction his club record deal for Joao fucking Felix?
Yeah,
Because
he's a
Felix
world-class
is a good
manager.
player that just didn't suit his system in the end. What are we going to say that when he signed
Joao
Felix, he
Felix-
wasn't
Joao
a
Felix.
superstar?
No, he wasn't. He had
50?
one good season.
The reason why Nunez is different is because Nunez does not have the football fundamentals. He does not have the technique. He does not have the first touch. He does not have the IQ. He doesn't have the finishing ability. He doesn't have a lot of things. Even if his finishing ability works in other countries, all the other football fundamentals will not develop. You can't have a better first touch. You can't have better IQ. You can't become a smarter footballer. You simply can't. So yeah.
Okay, I can give you multiple examples of Nunez having a good first touch, but it won't go with your narrative. So anyway, let's move on.
Most of the
big
time
up
he doesn't
Terry.
have it.
He says it's all banter, Tom. Tom knows I love him. Wirtz incoming. Welcome to the show, my brother. What's going on?
What's going on? What did I walk into,
52
man?
minutes, please.
All right, cheers, Tom. Thanks, mate.
He's actually worse. No,
I
it's
can
actually
see
worse
the
than
time
Cal.
on my phone. Cheers, bro.
It's actually
Appreciate
worse
that,
than
bro.
Cal. We used to take the piss out of Cal for
Appreciate that.
45 minutes. It's 52 now. Nearly a full hour.
All right, mate.
You know what, Matt, as well. We'll
Yeah.
wait for him to arrive to answer for his crimes. But our fellow Kopish brother apparently has been getting a lot of slander as well, because on the terrace he said Man United is a bigger club than Liverpool. So we're gonna have to have a word. It's kind of
Even I didn't.
What?
Even I didn't say anything that bad.
Yeah. Got
No
a bit.
way. What? Even now? So he didn't even said. To
I
this
don't
day,
know. I need it. I'm gonna wait until
I
he
need some
explains it. I
context.
don't know.
I need some context. If he said back in the day,
But there is no
then-
context that makes it acceptable, I'll be honest.
No. But if you said, "Oh, how many years ago?" There is an argument to say they were bigger, but obviously things change in football.
Yeah,
We
now
are
we
now,
are bigger.
yeah. So now we're bigger. That's why I need context in it. If he said back in the day, then fair enough. But if he's saying now, Tom, you better speak to your brethren. You better speak to your lawyer, fam.
Yeah, you better speak to him, mate.
Only you, and Cal make these outlandish takes, you know, Tom. I'm
Yeah,
telling
like
you.
Scholes is better than Gerrard as well.
That
You
was
know who said
not
that?
what I said. You twist my one, but you don't twist anyone else's.
Be quiet, Tom. You want to know why the whole debate started? Because I cooked Terry Fleur's ass for 42 minutes on Scholes and Gerrard. Scholes never even won Man United player of the
That's a
year.
pause, Hassan, but keep going.
Stop falling for their fucking PR. Gabriel Heinze won Man United player of the year. Teddy Sheringham won Man United player of the year and Scholes didn't. Don't get me started on that guy. Never got a Ballon d'Or vote. And I'm supposed to think,
Big
and
up,
all
chat.
these made up fake quotes. Zidane apparently said, I don't know what it's like being the best midfielder. Go ask Paul Scholes. Never said it, by the way. Literally never said it.
No,
There is
no,
proof.
Hassan. The thing is, don't get it twisted. Paul Scholes is an absolute baller. He was just not
100%.
better than he was just
No,
not
he's
better
not.
than Gerrard.
No, he's not.
No, he
No,
would
he's
not. Hassan, he was.
I'll
No,
name
no,
you
no.
10 midfielders right now better than him who had a significantly bigger impact on their teams. If Paul Scholes never played for Man United and a random guy from Spain called Rodriguez who can pass left and pass right played for Man United, they would have won the same exact trophies.
Nah,
If
Hassan,
Scholes
that's
played
not
for
true,
if
bro.
Scholes played
Nah,
for
it's
Liverpool,
not, bro.
05
That's
doesn't happen. The FA Cup final doesn't happen. The 5 trophies in 1 year does not happen because Steven Gerrard carried Liverpool. That's something that Scholes
No,
had
no,
never ever
no,
No,
done
but
in
that's
his
a
Gerrard
life.
different argument. That's the, I
Gerrard
think
is
what
better,
you're saying is
100% Gerrard is
Okay,
you're-
let me
yeah.
name you midfielders. Tell me if you think they're better than Scholes, objectively. Gerrard, better than Scholes.
yeah, Gerrard, yeah.
Kevin De Bruyne.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Ooh,
I would give, yeah, I'll give you that.
Forget
I probably would.
nostalgia. Let's be serious here. Kevin De Bruyne.
No,
is
no,
better.
but I'm not gonna lie.
Patrick
I'm-
Vieira.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay, Frank Lampard.
No.
See, no.
No,
For me,
way,
Lampard
Frank
was-
Lampard better than
Lampard was an
Scholes,
amazing
no way.
goal scorer, but I wouldn't say was a better footballer than
Okay,
Scholes.
Cesc
Yeah.
Fabregas.
You.
Cesc Fabregas
All
is
right,
definitely better now. Let's be
all right,
serious.
all right, all right.
I don't
might-
know,
I might
you know.
give
I
it-
don't
I might
know.
give it
Cesc
that. No, no,
Fabregas broke into the Invincible team at 18, you know. At 18.
No,
Nah, Fabregas is
I don't know.
disgusting.
I don't know.
Fabregas.
Paul Scholes
David
was a
Silva.
baller, you know.
David Silva, Yaya Toure.
No, bro. David Silva is a different position. I don't think that's fair.
Maybe
No,
not David Silva, but I'll give
Yaya
you
Toure.
Yaya.
Yeah.
okay.
No, Yaya's better than
I
Scholes.
think
Yeah,
Kante's got to be there as well.
N'Golo Kante, I was about to say.
Yeah, Kante's better than Scholes.
Yeah.
N'Golo Kante, there you go.
Yeah. This is quite-
And then
quite
you
heavy
look at
still.
Roy Keane.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll probably give you.
Yeah.
We're
Okay.
already at 8.
No,
We're
but
already
you've
at 8.
named exceptional world-class ballers to
Yeah,
be better
but
than
that's
Scholes.
but Scholes ain't better than any of them. Is
And,
Scholes
no,
better than
it's not
Rodri?
about whether
Hand
he's
on
better,
heart,
but
is
I
Scholes
think
better
he's
than
it-
Rodri?
But would you say he's in that
He's a
category
different
though?
type of player, isn't it?
I think the argument is it's not whether you think they're better, because let's just say you make a list of the best 20 ever. It's more about is Scholes in that category in your opinion? Does he
Of
make
best
the
20, yeah.
because I do think listen, Scholes is a top midfielder. The difference is though that comparison to Gerrard is where obviously it stops because Gerrard is an all-round better player. And even professionals have even said, listen,
Scholes himself
amazing.
said
Yeah.
Gerrard is better.
He
Like,
goes, I don't think I
Scholes
can
literally
do
said
what
it
Gerrard
himself.
done for Liverpool.
Which is why
but
this
he
guy's a
goes,
winner.
maybe Gerrard could do what
No,
I
because
could do for Man
because
United.
Sam, I never said Scholes has more ability than Gerrard. The one thing I said was Scholes probably has a better Premier League legacy, not overall football legacy, not
He
overall
doesn't
ability.
have a better Premier League legacy because
Are
legacy
you
is
saying that
how
because of
you're
the trophies, though,
remembered.
Tom?
I'm
No,
saying,
and I'm not saying that to be.
I'm saying that
yeah.
because Paul Scholes has 11 Premier League trophies.
I
And
understand that.
the,
No, I
the way
understand that.
legacy has gone, the way legacy debates have gone now,
Mm.
trophies are pretty much the be all end all, and Scholes has 11 of them fuckers across 3 different decades.
Even though trophies are obviously
Ability wise, it's not close. Overall
here-
football
alright,
and
watch
legacy,
this.
it's not close because Gerrard
watch
in
this.
Europe and domestic cups trounces him.
All right, but this is where you have to be careful with the trophy argument, and that's where it's like you got to know when to use it, so to speak. Is Dani Alves a better player than Ronaldinho?
That's a flawed argument, though, because I'm comparing a right back to a winger.
All right. Is that all right? We'll use.
Is Milan Baros better than R9?
Wait. There's another player.
Obviously
'Cause
not,
what
man.
I'm trying to say is Ronaldinho. If you look at his trophy cabinet, it might not be the biggest, but we still recognize him as one of the elite players of all time. That's what, and that's why with the trophy argument, I get it, but that's why like we can't just use because he's won this amount of things that makes you better than the other person, if that makes sense. So even though I did compare a right back to a 10, it's still the same argument of one player's got way more trophies and was more successful in his club career, but the other player was still better, if that makes sense. That's all I'm saying anyway.
Yeah, when we're doing this legacy thing, we're talking about it like Ronaldinho doesn't exactly have a shit legacy. It wasn't long. He wasn't, at his brilliant best for years. But those 3 years at his peak, he pretty much won everything and has a Ballon d'Or. The problem that we have with because of the way I broke it down, when it comes down to Premier League, because I separated it into separate things, on a purely Premier League level, Paul Scholes has 11 Premier Leagues across 3 different decades. Gerrard can put on the table individual honours. He's won a PFA Player of the Year ahead of him. He's been in more Team of the Years, and that's brilliant on an individual level. But Scholes, in these debates, has more trophies. He has more of the thing that you're after. And it's the fact that Gerrard has none, which goes.
Okay, but can I give you a different
Let me go
debate?
fix my
Hear
line,
me out.
guys. Give me 1 second.
Stop leaning back. Stop
Draw the
leaning back.
curtain.
Listen,
I'm
understand.
carry on.
Try to learn, Tom, because I'm older than you and I could teach you something. In basketball, Allen Iverson is a lot more remembered than so many point guards who won NBA championships, and more remembered than point guards who won NBA championships and were the best players on their team. Why? Because legacy is not just trophies lumped together. Legacy is how you're remembered. That's the whole point of the word legacy. Steven Gerrard has a literal hotel in his name in Indonesia. Now you might tell me,
why are you just deliberately ignorant to my point?
One second. You might say, what does the hotel in Indonesia have to do with this? Deep this. There is a man in Indonesia who created a hotel and called it the Steven Gerrard Hotel. That's because of how Gerrard is remembered worldwide. Steven Gerrard is the reason why Liverpool have a worldwide fan base. I need you to deep it. Just deep it. Don't just lean back. Just think.
You're
The reason
telling
why
me
Liverpool
stuff I
have
know.
the reason why Liverpool have hundreds of millions of fans worldwide in the era where Man United dominated is a single individual man called Steven Gerrard. And that's legacy right there. Legacy is not just Scholes has 11 Premier League titles, Gerrard has 0. Oh, Scholes has a better legacy. Yeah, but Gerrard got into the World 11 three times. Gerrard got into the Champions League team of the season 3 times. Gerrard got into the UEFA team of the century. Gerrard got into like so many different. Gerrard got into the PFA team of the season 8 times. That's legacy. Legacy is not just Premier League trophies lumped with each other.
And
even if you were a good player,
God.
because guess what? I'll give you. Let me land. Stop shouting.
That's
Stop
why
shouting.
I say
Stop shouting.
that's it. No,
Stop
because
shouting. Let me land.
you're arguing the point.
Let me
I am not. You're arguing a point. I am not saying.
Let me land, you Jedi.
All right,
Let me
guys. Let Hassan say his point, and then Tom, you say your point, and then we'll move on. Yeah.
Jordan Henderson won the English Premier League as the captain of Liverpool Football Club for the first time in 30 years. Gerrard has a bigger legacy than Jordan Henderson, even though Henderson was the Football Writers Association player of the season that year. Why does Gerrard have a bigger legacy than Henderson? Is because legacy is how you're remembered. The reason why I brought up Iverson, there's something you don't know. Iverson created a culture in the NBA. He changed the game. With Steven Gerrard, people were shouting in the United Arab Emirates where I grew up, Gerrard as they're taking a shot from far. That's legacy. Has anyone ever shouted Scholes in the playground? Did anyone ever want to be Paul Scholes? Ask yourself the important questions. You're talking legacy, right? Did anyone growing up in my lifetime, I'm a 90s kid. I played in the playgrounds. I played football. UAE is like the United Arab Emirates is like a hub for people all over the world. Indonesians. I grew up with Indonesians, Pakistanis, Indians, Brazilians, Swedish people, Finnish people. Not a single person in that playground wanted to become Paul Scholes. Everyone wanted to become Steven Gerrard. That's fucking legacy. Legacy is not 11 league titles, 0. Oh, Scholes has a bigger legacy. That's not how it works. Legacy is who do I want to become? Who do I want to be? I want to be Stevie G. I don't want to be fucking Scholes. Pass left, pass right, fucking Ginger Jorginho. That's what I'm trying to be. I'm trying to be that guy. Oh, he dictated tempo. Oh, he passed left, pass right 1,000 times. Fuck all that. Steven Gerrard carried us to the Champions League against Maldini, Nesta, Cannavaro, Kaká, Gattuso, Seedorf. Listen to the names. Shevchenko, Crespo, John Daz Thomason.
Yes, you're telling me stuff I know. You are telling me stuff I know and not the point I am arguing. Oh my God, you are so intentionally fucking dense.
Fuck off. Fuck off.
You are so intentionally dense. You're arguing a point I am not making. You are arguing a point I am not making.
Guys, let's chill. Just to end it here.
What do I not get to respond?
Let Tom. No. I'm gonna let Tom respond. No. I'm gonna say just to end it here. Let's let Tom respond, and then we'll move on from that. Yeah.
He's arguing a point I'm not making. You're going on about what he's achieved in the Champions League. I agree. You're going on about what he achieved in the Cups. I agree. That's why overall football legacy, Gerrard's higher. And I said that. Overall football and legacy, when you encapsulate everything you did in your footballing career, Steven Gerrard is higher because what he achieved on a European stage and in cup competitions, there's an FA Cup final named after him. I will not argue that. But if I break it down and go purely Premier League, Paul Scholes has the second most titles out of any fucking player. If you want to go global, because I get your point and I didn't disagree with any of the points you made, but annoyingly for Liverpool, none of the big moments you were mentioning came in the Premier League. We were talking about what he achieved in the Champions League against Milan, what he achieved in the Champions League against Real Madrid, what he achieved in the FA Cup final, what he achieved in the Carabao Cup, what he achieved in the League Cup finals. Internationally, he was much better than Scholes. That all goes in your general football legacy. Ability-wise, I've never once said Paul Scholes has more. Paul Scholes doesn't have anywhere near the ability Steven Gerrard done. Paul Scholes, if he was at right back, would look like Trent Alexander-Arnold, but with defensively. That's not a good thing. If I put Steven Gerrard at right back, left back, centre back, DM, attacking midfield, centre mid, up front, on the right, on the left, he could very well be the best player in the Premier League. He could be the best player, one of the best players on the planet, wherever he played. Ability-wise, it's not close. Overall football legacy, it's not close. What Steven Gerrard done in Europe, what Steven Gerrard done in cup finals doesn't come close. But if we are talking purely on a Premier League basis, Paul Scholes has a deal breaker, which is 11 of the fuckers that we want to win. Gerrard has none. Now, your point on Henderson and Gerrard, yes, one Premier League title does not undo everything Gerrard achieved individually, which is the PFA Player of the Year, which is the Team of the Year nominees, which is the Player of the Month, etc. One doesn't overweigh that. But 11 of them fuckers might well do. If Mohamed Salah had 11 Premier Leagues, do you think we'd be in arguments with fucking Ronaldo fans? Do you think we'd be in arguments with Hazard fans if Salah had 11 Premier Leagues? Fuck no. It's 11 of the fuckers. So Premier League level, it's Scholes. Global level, how big an influence they had in the sport? Gerrard. Ability-wise, Gerrard. No doubt in my mind.
I hear that, actually.
And
you're categorizing.
Yeah, on that note, both beautifully put. Both agree with both. That segue back to where we started, so we can include Matt, so we can round up. Mo Salah, another trophy in the bag, another award in the bag. Let's bring it back. Let's bring it back. You see how I did that? Let's bring it back.
All right, let's
But
do
before I get your opinion on that, our brother is in the building. Brother,
Hey, Rack.
Well done, Rak.
Come on, my bro.
Come
Bless
on.
up, man.
That's our brother right there. You know we got to drop the beat whenever Rack's in the building.
Trust
Big up
me.
your damn self, brother.
Still seeing what Simicast does to Verge is outrageous.
Always appreciate it.
It's actually outrageous.
Also, why is Trent still in the celebration video? We need an
That's getting changed. That's getting changed for the new season.
Is that getting changed when we get an intro video as well? Is it like the
like 9 months from now?
Bro. This guy wanna cuss me because I'm late to my own show, and now he wants his own intro. Imagine that, eh? Only Thomas.
The only person on Kopish we could trust to make an intro quickly is Drifty. Big up, Drifty.
Oh, raw.
Hey, Drifty doesn't have to schedule it 9 months from now. Drifty could just make a couple of calls and a new intro.
Listen, I ain't saying nothing.
Drift's Mr. Reliable.
Yeah, Mr. Reliable.
Raw, that's what we're doing. I hear it.
We're back at compose yourself, Matt. It's
No,
okay.
I'm composed.
Let's talk about the king. Let's talk about the king, bro.
I'd rather be Drifty than Paul Scholes. Go ahead, Matt.
Big up herself. Talk to me, Matt. Talk to me.
Listen, the trophy was only going to one person. This guy was already a legend, in my opinion, before the season started. But you see, for all the doubters that sort of thought that he was on his way out, especially after last year, and because we didn't win the league, I don't think people understand just how great Salah is. You see, this season here, yeah, even if he doesn't break the record, yeah, it's still one of the greatest seasons in Premier League history from an individual. It goes right up there.
No, it is, bro. He broke the record.
No. But what I'm saying is, if he breaks the Henry one, because I think that's what a lot of people were trying to see if he could break it.
But he's already got the goal contribution one.
He's got the goal contribution. Yeah, he's already surpassed that.
To be honest, you know what I'm saying.
What I'm saying is this: yeah, I didn't think, if I'm being honest, when we signed Mohamed Salah, that we'll be seeing this amount of greatness year after year after year. That's me being so real. I knew the guy was good. I didn't know he was this good, and I think he's even surpassed what he even realized what he could do. And not only that. Salah's not the only world-class player in the team, but the fact that the contributions that he showed this season, again, just kind of cements like he's an absolute madman. I can't think of anybody else that has done this in a single team for this long, for a while. Like, yeah, obviously, like you got Messi, Ronaldo. Those are the two that stand out immediately. But like year after year after year after year, like this is unheard of, so to speak. Salah's
from a Liverpool point of view, would I be right in saying the only season really that can rival it would be either his season, which was the first
season, and Suarez.
Or Suarez in 13-14. They're probably the only two individual seasons that can.
There's a big difference though. In the
Salah got
you got over the line with this season. You got the honor this year. I think this year will go sort of underappreciated. he's got the goal contributions he's got. When, if we're being honest, attacking quality-wise, this is probably the worst attacking quality-wise team out of the other three. Defensive quality-wise, it's 13-14. That team was shite defensively. Martin Skrtel and Mamadou Sakho, the centre-back partnership, was calamities waiting to happen. Glenn Johnson and John Flanagan as a full-back pair, and Jesus Christ, and Mignolet goal. Defensively, it's no contest. But attacking-wise, that team was dangerous. Coutinho, Sterling, Sturridge. You had Gerrard, getting, breaking goal contribution records from DMs. 17-18, he had Firmino, Mané, and Coutinho for 6 months. And then Coutinho went and he had a better version of Mané and Firmino for the last 6 months. This year, he's got 18 assists feeding strikers who have 5 goals.
Well, remember, he has been setting up for Gakpo and Diaz as well, who obviously have been...
Yeah.
But imagine what Tom's point is. Imagine if we had just a normal striker.
If you could grab me, Daniel Sturridge from that 13-14 season and put him up front, the assist record's done 2 months ago.
Oh, yeah. Sturridge would have probably bagged 30 goals in this team. A fully fit Sturridge in this team. It'd have been a joke.
This team is the best structure. It's got the best midfield. It's got the best defence. But out of the 3 teams where we've had great individual seasons from attackers, it's been the worst attack. And Salah's stepped up and dragged it to a league title.
Yeah.
So are we saying this is single-handedly the best season in Premier League?
It's the best one because Suarez was amazing. The reason why I've got to give a shout, even though I don't like Suarez as a person, as a footballer, there's no denying his footballing greatness because you see that 13-14 team that Tom was talking about, it was very lopsided. It was just attack heavy. We couldn't defend, didn't it? It was literally like we have to outscore the opponent. Tom, we
were going into games going, you'll score 4 and we'll score 5.
What was that mad scoreline? We played. Who was it? Tom?
Which one? We played Cardiff away and won 6-3.
Cardiff. It's the Cardiff one, bro. I've never 6-3. How can you score 6 goals and you let him free? That's madness.
Mate,
stuff like that was.
I'll find some of the scorelines we had from that year. They were fucking. They were stupid because we started going into games because this was when I was still going to games. You'd go to games and you'd be walking outside the stadium and people going, I reckon we'll concede 3 today, but we'll score 4. What sort of fucking mentality is that to go into a game with? I hope we score 4. So
I'm just trying, you know what, to be fair, I'm actually just trying, because the only person
that was another one. Stoke City away, we beat 5-3. Ali Sissoko scored. Like, we had to score 5 goals against Stoke City away.
That's a mad thing.
Swansea City at home 4-3. Norwich away, who got relegated 3-2. Palace away, who were just above the drop zone, 3-3. Everton away, 3-3. I don't think. I think about half our games that year had more than 4 goals.
Yeah, I actually was mad.
I'm trying to be fair. I think the only person who can talk to Salah will be that Ballon d'Or year for Cristiano before he left for Real Madrid. So I'm just trying to find what his actual stats were that year. What were his stats that year?
Yeah.
They would have been, because in total he got, at Man United, he got 21 Champions League goals at Man United, and he got 45 goals in total. So I'm guessing that's roughly just over 100 Premier League goals. So I'm trying to figure out how many Premier League goals and assists he got that year. You know, the year he got the Ballon d'Or. Does anyone actually, for some reason, even Transfer Market won't give me the individual season? What the fuck? Stop giving me his overall stats and give me his individual.
I think there is a bit.
07-08 or 07-08, right?
Was that the year? Yeah, 07-08.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, because 08-09 is when Barca did the 6-2. Yeah, so it will be
07-08.
Yeah.
Ronaldo.
Trying to look for it as well. He is right, by the way. I actually can't find it.
Normally they have it at the top. I think
so you're right. So the year he won the Ballon d'Or, he got 31 goals and 7 assists that year. So his GA was 38. And what's Mo on? 46. In the Premier League, Mo's on 46 goal contributions, isn't he?
Yeah, that's the most ever in a 38.
You're on mute, Tom.
Season.
I can't
Okay,
remember.
so
46 and 30.
So statistically, yeah, Mo is having the best season ever from an individual in the Premier League then. Because I think Cristiano's the only other one. Well, it's either when Henry did the 2020 or Ronaldo's Ballon d'Or year, isn't it? Really, if we're thinking about which one would be the only one that would be more.
And then you've got to consider, like, so I've just went on to one team from that season when they beat West Ham 4-1. Ronaldo's attacking partnership was Tevez, Nani, Rooney. And then you go to our one, Jota, Nunez, and Diaz. Like, I like Diogo Jota. I like Luis Diaz. He had a good season. It's not on the levels of Tevez and Rooney.
Yeah, and I think they had
Rooney
Berbatov
was
at that time as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Didn't they have Berbatov then as well?
I think Berbatov was part of
in
that
07,
front
08.
line.
I think he joined like 08, 09.
Was it?
Okay.
Yeah, you might be right. That might have been his last Spurs season, actually. I think Berber came maybe.
Well, you know what? Mo's either first, second, or third, but he's right up there anyway. So legend of a man. But yeah, another. If he gets the Ballon d'Or, he's literally collected all the Infinity Stones. Like, he's
all right, let
got
me ask you
one
like
left.
this: does he deserve the Ballon d'Or?
Yes.
I think so. I think it's a little bit unfair that it's going to be looked at as if you win the Champions League, it means you deserve it more. Don't get me wrong. Dembele since December has been absolutely sensational. Yamal, Rafinha, all season, they've been absolutely brilliant. So I'm not even shading those guys. They've been good. But you just look at what Mo's done from an individual point of view, and it's got to be him. Even if we didn't make it all the way in the Champions League, it's crazy if it's not Mo, right?
I think Mo. I think the closest person to get Ballon d'Or right now. He's got two. There's two people that can challenge him, in my opinion. That's Rafinha and Yamal. Rafinha statistically has been an absolute.
What, more than Dembele? I don't think Yamal's more than Dembele, bro. Maybe because he's got all the hype.
No. Here's what I'm gonna say. Rafinha has only really just dropped off now in the last month or so. Yeah, Rafinha's been way more consistent throughout a whole season than Dembele. Dembele's been amazing, but Dembele's only been amazing since January. If we're being realistic, he's only gone mad since January. That's like
no, but do you know what? In Dembele's defense, though, Matt, it wasn't because he was playing crap. He just had spats with the manager and was in and out the team. So it wasn't like he was playing and he was playing crap.
We can't use them excuses though, bro.
But what I'm saying is he doesn't have a body of work in the season where he was poor. He just wasn't playing. And then as soon as he started playing, he just started to be good. So,
and the other person, obviously, is Yamal. And here's the thing. Whenever Salah really has a chance of winning a Ballon d'Or, I always feel like the world really don't want to give it to him, so that they'll find a new hero, if that makes sense, a challenger. Like, if we're being honest, I think Yamal's been absolutely insane, surpassed my expectations of what I thought he was going to do this season. When you look at his performances to go with the output. The only thing I would say about Yamal, and I say the only thing, is that he's having amazing performances. Don't get me wrong. But also, you need, in my opinion, to have a certain output to go with those amazing performances. Like so to speak, the total package, I guess, right? Pause. But Yamal is kind of nearly there, but I wouldn't say.
But Yamal hasn't done it all season either, man.
Yeah, Yamal has 6 goals in the
He hasn't been doing it all season.
But this is what but the performances from Yamal. Here's the thing, though. He may, if you go look at his assist record, his assist is crazy.
No, he's been brilliant, but he hasn't been good from beginning to end.
No. Wait there, watch this. Let me check Yamal's stats. Assists for this season. It's actually insane, you know.
I think he has 12 assists in La Liga, something like that.
He has 25 assists in all comps this season.
Yeah, 25, bro.
I'm fair. I'm just saying.
And he's got 15 in the league. So here this. Yamal's got 9 goals and 15 assists.
And Salah's got 28 and 18.
So now what?
In all comps, Salah's played 3 less games, got 15 more goals and 2 less assists.
No. What? No. But you guys actually making my point. What I'm saying is
2 less assists, 2 more. You mean?
No. What I'm saying is
Salah's got 2 less
output,
in all comps.
Yamal's output isn't quite there yet. That's why I wouldn't give it.
Yamal has 25. Salah has 23.
Oh, fair.
Yeah, Yamal's output is still serious.
Thanks, Diaz. Thanks, Nunez.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Cody.
Another
Well,
person.
Well, not Cody. Cody hasn't missed that many. It's the Chuckle brothers.
Yamal
I mean,
serious,
to be
though.
fair, Nunez has barely been playing in the last 2 months, so
He's still finding Drifty. He's still finding ways to miss chances.
it's been
Salah's
more
crazy
Jota
though.
No, I'm just saying it's been more Jota and Diaz that have been messing it up for Salah. Nunez ain't even been on the pitch. So what we're not going to do, I know everyone hates him, but we're not going to blame him when he's not even playing. I think Diaz and Jota
Why
have
is
been the
Matt
ones
lying?
messing
He's
it
got.
up.
I blame him for just being in the
He's got
team.
15. I just checked, Tom. How many assists has Yamal got in La Liga? I just checked the transfer market. It said 15.
I swear.
No one does. The day we
The
sell
problem
him,
with
I'll-
transfer market, the problem with transfer market counts penalties won as an assist. So I don't know how many of them have been
I just checked
penalties.
transfer market. I just went to transfer market. That's where I got the stats from.
Transfer market counts penalties won. I think Yamal's got 13 La Liga assists.
Oh, fair play. How much does because I know Rafinha's got a lot as well, goals and assists.
Rafinha has.
Someone said Rafinha's got 25 assists this season.
Matt is blowing up his La Liga numbers to suit his agenda.
Rafinha has 18 goals and 9 assists in the league,
Yeah, that's good as well. Still,
and Salah has 28 and 18.
And this
It's
comes back to the mathematics that me and Tom are breaking down at the start of this. That's why they're gonna all split votes.
There's too many Barca players who have a chance.
even Pedri. They'll probably put Pedri in there as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Lewandowski.
Do you know who I think will end up getting votes? That Kubasi kid at centre back because of the high line they play and he's featured a lot. So Barca can have 4 or 5 players that split votes.
Getting a vote. We're safe
Oh, then
from
you
that.
think Kobasi will be in there? No chance.
I think Kubasi's going to end up getting votes from people.
What?
Salah voted for Vinicius last year, which now means all the Madrid journalists are going to vote for him. And it means I've got the Middle East to vote for Salah and the African continent to vote for Salah.
Hassan, you know what's crazy about you saying that, yeah? I read a stat. Don't quote me in the numbers, but I know I'm close on the numbers. Do you know when he got that injury in the Champions League final in 17-18 and he had to come off injured? Over 3.5 million people stopped watching the match as soon as Salah came off. And they were all from the Middle East. That's crazy, isn't it? Yeah. 3.5 million people stopped watching the game.
I'll be honest, growing up around here, there were no real Liverpool fans like around me. But as soon as Salah became a Liverpool player, we became like so much more popular.
Yeah,
it's kind of like what Chelsea did, what Arsenal did before us, what Man United did. Like, this is part of the globalization of the sport. Like, there will be many Senegalese people who become Liverpool fans because of Mané. There's many, like, you know, maybe a Ghanaian who would become a Liverpool fan because of Keita, you know, just like Matt. So there are many people from around the world who become Liverpool fans.
The 5 times a season they got to watch Naby Keita because he was first. He must have had really good viewing numbers from Giddy for about a month.
Oh, God. So, yeah.
Greatest in Naby Keita is so uncalled for. Let him live, man. Just let him live his life, bro.
What is he up to these days, anyway?
I don't even know.
He's playing in the Hungarian division.
He won't even respond to me when I message him, bro.
No. Do you want what's mad? Have a guess who his manager is?
I don't know.
Lenders.
No.
Oh.
He used to play for Liverpool.
Used to play for Liverpool. Whereabouts on the pitch?
Up front.
Harry Kewell.
No.
Robbie Keane.
Robbie Keane.
Oh, Robbie Keane.
Robbie Keane.
Robbie Keane is Naby Keita's manager.
That's funny.
Well, he was last time I checked. Don't know if he still is, but he was last time I checked. Robbie Keane is Naby Keita's manager in the Hungarian top place.
Big up Naby Keita.
Funny.
No one will ever forget NFT.
Let me rattle through these super chats and then we're going to finish up with a little bit of transfer talk. Terry says he did say United are a bigger club. Tell Tom.
Tom, tell your dad.
Tell your dad.
Because Callum is Tom's dad in it. That's the point.
Zane says, sorry, Drift. Osimhen carried Napoli to the Scudetto. Nunez carried himself to be offside every game at Liverpool. Donkey Kong is an insult to donkeys. Jesus. When this guy goes, I'm just going to be so relieved for him. His ears must be burning every minute of the day from Liverpool fans just grilling him. For
Hassam, on an unrelated note, can you remind Drifty what you're doing when Darwin Nunez leaves the football club?
Oh, we're gonna do a celebration stream.
Jesus.
A whole 12-hour celebration. I'm gonna bring
Nicholas
food.
says, just my brother, the truth will set you free. Love you guys.
One day.
Emergency stream.
Once again, big up our brother Rack in the
Emergency stream. League Gunner settings 12 hours.
League Gunner settings. Big up League Gunner.
Promo says Scholes controls games. Gerrard wins them.
That's another false narrative because when Scholes controlled game, when Gerrard controlled games in 13-14, he actually got 15 assists while controlling games and 13 goals and was the player of the season.
Terry's back again and says, and the Allen Iverson analogy is spot on. He truly changed the game. He was 6 foot. He was a 6 foot shooting guard. Kobe once said, "We are lucky he's not 6'5". Gerrard is the greatest."
Yeah, that's legacy right there. Everyone wanna be Stevie. No one wanna be Scholes. That's
exactly.
Legacy.
So global football and legacy is Gerrard.
Be quiet, Tom. You be quiet. You're a wool.
Big up Gaz, who says, "Goats, love you all. Here for Hassam's crash outs. Tom Hassam brothers in a past life. See you guys at the parade. Sobo better have security. So woo. He's not gonna be in the crowd of us. He'll be fine. He'll be fine. Big up Sobo. And Sobo's and his new fiance are having a baby as well, isn't it? Big up Sobo as well.
Yeah,
man.
You know what? That is a bit of a problem though, because I've got to say something. Our manager's got a lot right this year, but he has to be more on top of when our players are getting their wives pregnant. We're going to be without our entire midfield at some point next season because they're all having a kid at the same time. What midfield? What if we've got City that weekend? What are we going to do if we got City away and I've got to wheel out Endo and Jones and that's it because we've sold all the other ones?
Oh, did you say the one who's got the most kids?
Imagine, I have no idea on the other ones. So, there's a real chance. There's a real chance next season because, we haven't been keeping on top of when our players are getting it on with the wives that we're going to have no midfield for the game next year. If that
to be fair, they all sleep they sleep in the spare room. Remember, Jones spoke about it. He said when he's got a game,
it's not about the once they're born. It's about when they're being born. They go. Oh, the right thing to do is go be with your wife when they give birth.
Okay, yeah.
If they don't give them birth at the same time, we're fucked.
I'm not gonna lie, it didn't work well for Alonso because flipping Benitez was like, yeah, f them kids because you're getting sold, bro.
I thought you meant like they'll be getting sleepless nights and all that because they got like.
F your kid, bro.
It's about the moment. What if we've got Emirates away, and all of a sudden all of them going to Labour?
We just have to hope they've got very understanding wives.
Does anyone in that situation have a very understanding wife? Fucking hell. All right, I know you're going through one of the most painful things you can go through, but I need to go run around the Emirates pitch for 90 minutes.
I need to hold off until the net. Hold off until the ball in the net. Yeah, I need to put the ball in the net.
Look. I'm not gonna lie, man. Them out there. If this is your story, I'm sorry. I'm putting you back in the mud. There's ninjas out here whose story is traffic. Yeah. I'm sure Emirates is a good enough excuse. Okay.
Oh my day.
I'm sure Emirates is a good enough excuse. Come on, let's get it. How many men have turned up and said, "I'm so sorry, babe, traffic"? Come on.
What, that you missed the birth of your child because of traffic?
Yeah, blood. It happens.
Nah, that's crazy.
It happens. You know what I'm saying? Big up Zayn. Personally, I feel this Scholes and Gerrard is made by the fans. Both are very different players. Gerrard is more like Kaka and Scholes is more like Pirlo. Not comparing Kaka and Pirlo. They are better than them.
Scholes is not like Pirlo. Scholes is like Jorginho.
I think Scholes is a top quality player. It's just not better than Gerrard. That's all. Shout out Hassam for repping AI.
Allen Iverson.
Oh, Allen Iverson. Yeah. Your Philly pass is accepted. I actually watched the Allen Iverson documentary. It was amazing. He was so badly treated and hard done by it. It was crazy.
Yeah, but that's legacy right there, even though he ain't got no chip.
Yeah,
there you go.
Wicked documentary.
Teach this guy.
Did you watch that video, Jeff, I sent you with Arteta? No, Ash, you know what? It didn't come through, bro. Can you just let me know? Send it to the Kop-Ish main account, bro. It didn't come through. I'll check again, bro. I'm hoping that they give Yamal the Copper Trophy, best young player.
He's already
Dembele, the Gerd Muller, best striker, and then Salah wins the Ballon d'Or. Possibly. That would be it.
Dembele won't win the best striker trophy because he's not a striker.
No, but he's got like something like 15 games in a row. He scored like he's got like a crazy strike record though, don't he?
Yeah,
So
but I reckon I'll end up giving that to like a Kane or something. Yamal can't win the Copper trophy because he's already won it once, so I don't think he can win it again. I don't think he can be nominated again. I'm pretty sure it is. So I think they're both going to be competition for the Ballon d'Or, but logically it should be Salah.
Yeah. We'll have to just wait and see, man. We'll have to wait and see. Tom, you are right. Endo sold because he's raw dogging.
That was not what I said. Do not. Wasato, I love you, mate. That is not what I said.
Wow.
That is not what I said.
Wow.
Yeah, fucking hell.
I just want to concern I have about next season that my starting midfield three of Gravenberch, McAllister, and Szoboszlai might all be unavailable at the same time because of something that happened 9 months ago.
And I don't think when you're with your wife, we should call it raw dogging. You know what I mean? That's just marital intimacy. You know, that's all it is. Anyway, let's wrap up with some transfer talk, people. Transfer talk. Well, we feeling everyone can be comfortable. When we're having this conversation, no shade to our brother, but now, you know, we can just have an all-out conversation.
Man said no shade. But we're in a safe space now. That's what man said. You know?
No, that was just because he said, "Man, you're a bigger club." I have to get him back for that. I can't believe he said that. But anyway.
Man said, "Callum ain't here. Let's talk transfers in peace." Damn.
No, I didn't say that.
Man said we can relax. You know,
the worry is that's going to be like a bat signal, and then within a couple of minutes, Carl's going to be on screen just shouting out names of transfer targets.
Just be lurking, you know. Trust.
Do you know what? This is actually another celebration, man. Abubakar, a shame that my missus is having a baby during the parade. No, big up, man.
A shame?
No, that's not a shame, man.
Yeah, that's not a shame at all, man. Big up,
blessings, man. But I understand. Obviously, it's a parade, and you want to be there.
Just based, yeah, it's a shame that you can't.
It's more of a shame you can't make it. Yeah.
Just don't call him Tom.
You know what, Abubakar? I'm not gonna lie. Traffic.
What the fuck?
It's got many people out of that.
So uncalled for.
Don't call him Tom. He'll grow up saying Scholes is better than Gerrard because he just lump up Premier League.
Don't call him Tom, you know.
But let's talk transfers, guys. Let's talk So I personally thought that by now we would have had the announcement of Frimpong. I'm guessing it'll be Monday. I reckon we'll just get the last Premier League game.
Well, I'm confused about the announcements because what the fuck are we going to announce them in? Our kit deal doesn't start until August, so we can't announce them in the new kit.
Paul Joyce said the transfer is done, but it won't be announced until actually when the transfer actually opens.
Which is 1st of June, right? No, 1st of July.
1st of July, I think.
No,
ain't there a Spurs parade today?
Yeah, there's a Spurs parade today for the Europa League. It's 1st of June.
Is there actually a Spurs parade today?
Yes, for the Europa League.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, for Europa League.
So our parade is Monday. Did Crystal Palace do their parade already?
No, I think theirs is tomorrow. I think theirs is tomorrow.
Oh, is it tomorrow?
Palace's parade is Saturday.
Yeah.
Newcastle obviously already did their parade because it's long.
Yeah, they done theirs in an international break.
I would assume that Monday we'd be busy with like the parade stuff. I don't think we get announced it Monday.
No, he gets announced on the 1st of June, which is the one that because they've got 2 transfer windows now, haven't they? They've got this like 10-day one for the Club World Cup. So
no, but that only includes teams that are in it.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
What?
Are you sure?
No, but that's not the point. No,
it can't just include teams that are in it.
No, it is, bro.
I'm sure
it can't. It can't be.
No, it actually is. I think
it can't be.
I'm sure they've given them.
Also, a transfer window is not a transfer window. You can make transfers anytime. It's a registration window. We'll announce them on the 1st of June, but it's for. I know that transfer window is for everyone. You can sign
fair play. So there's like a small. It's weird. So it's only 2 weeks, right? Is it 2 weeks?
It's 10 days. It's the 1st of the 10th, I think.
This is the sub, bruv. Them man are just making up rules as they want, innit?
It's designed for the teams that are in that competition, but everyone's allowed to do it.
Oh, okay.
No, you know what? You're not. You know, Tom. It's actually only for the teams that are competing in the tournament.
It's not.
Are you sure?
I'm confident it's not.
So why does it say here on the FIFA website that it will open on June the 1st to all 10 teams who are in the tournament?
because there's not 10 teams in the tournament. There's 32
right.
teams.
No,
in the
sorry,
tournament.
from June the
32
1st to
teams.
June the 10th, sorry, for all the teams in the tournament. So
I
it
don't
says
know.
It's only for
So-
the teams that are in the tournament.
So FIFA have allowed a transfer window in that period of time, designed around those teams. But the Premier League have said any Premier League team can do their business in that time as well, so as to not create an unfair advantage.
Yeah.
Okay,
Fair play.
enough.
Yeah, no, fair play
So-
if it is though.
So
Fair
from
play.
Sunday, June
So what
10th
about La
to
Liga
Tuesday,
and
June
Italy
10th.
and all that? Is
Everyone
they-
can.
That goes down to their rules, I think.
Oh, well, I guess
So-
their federation, I guess, would
So
have
you've
to...
got Sunday, June 1st to Tuesday, June 10th is your exceptional registration period. It's new, and then the transfer window officially opens, like the actual one opens on Monday the 16th until September 1st.
So we've got 6 days of unnecessary window closing.
Yes, it's the most stupid thing going. I don't know why
Yeah,
the
that
window's shut
makes
for 6 days, but it's shut
absolutely
for
no
6
sense.
days.
Clubs will be doing
bro.
business anyway, so
Yeah, that's weird. But guys, let's talk. So, does anybody feel less or does anybody feel less or more excited or anxious about the Florian stuff? We might as well just jump into
It's actually
what
nice to be able to
everybody
say his
wants
name
talk
on this channel, you know. I'm only
yeah,
not
I
on the
actually feel a
Leverkusen
bit
guy.
more excited. I'll be on.
about.
This is Drifty. Yes, he back Nunez. Wow.
Hopefully we sign Wirtz from This Is Drifty. I've absolutely no. And you lot know
them work fast, you know.
they
Them
work
man that
fast.
got your
They do work.
your
But can you
display
read
picture
his
from right
actual name?
now, bro,
Yes,
is
he backed
crazy.
Nunez. That's his name.
Yes, I did back Nunez. I will never, ever, ever shy away from backing Nunez. Never.
That's why I don't want to sign Sesko because I know you'll back him.
No,
Mate, have
why
you
would I?
seen all the stuff about Arsenal wanting Sesko ahead of Joker?
Yeah. Today I was singing North London Forever on my stream.
Please, if
earlier
they
on.
end up with Sesko, they've got to do Nunez on their own.
Yeah, I need them to get Sesko. Please.
No, but you know what, Tom? I don't even think Gyökeres comes in and bangs either. I just don't.
Joker has much more of a chance of succeeding than Sesko does. Sesko has the
Yeah,
exact
agree.
same
Yeah,
problem.
I
He's more
agree.
of a-
I
he's more
agree
of a
with
go-
that.
got-
I
more
agree
got an
with
eye
that.
for a goal, innit?
I don't
different.
think either of them will go.
The
on
one
to
thing
be-
Jokeres will do is score goals.
Agreed.
He might not be great for the link up of the team, but he'll always score goals on his own
Yeah.
back. Benjamin
The thing
Sesko
is,
can't
this-
be good,
this-
is it?
Third
do you think he'll get 20 though? Do you think he'll get 20 in the league?
Jokeres definitely get 20.
Jokeres could get 20. If Alexander Isak can get 25, Jokeres can get 20.
Yeah, Jokeres, because
Nah.
Jokeres did it in Coventry as well.
Nah, bro, come on, man. There's
Yeah,
a
but the
total
championship is a lot more physical than the Premier League, a lot more intense. You play like twice a week, every week. Like it's a
Yeah,
very
but if you
difficult
go
thing.
to Arsenal, guys, he's playing for a team that plays sideways passing with 10 years of build-up. Is he going to be utilized in the way? Because I think people are forgetting the way he plays in Portugal is a lot about running and being in behind the defense. Like, do you know what I mean? Like when you got a low block with slow build-up, what really is got? Do you know what I mean? Like that doesn't suit his game. So I don't really know if he's gonna bang and
The
get.
point is, if he does go to Arsenal, I think he enhances their forward line, and I think he does get. Even if he doesn't get 20, he get about 50, between 15 and 20. That's still more than what they have right now. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah, he's better than Havertz. I agree with that. But yeah, so back to Florian. What you lot thinking? Here's my opinion. I said this on the Monday show this morning, and I could be wrong. Let me know what you lot think. A lot of people.
Today's
in the chat
Friday,
actually
bro.
agreed with me. Did I say Monday, sir? Friday.
yeah. Yeah.
So-
I was like, what?
Yeah,
We've been trying to get you to do the Monday
Yeah,
show.
we're
for
trying
that
to get
many
you to do
times.
Monday show, mister. You and your friend over here.
So
One of you
so
said-
what?
You know, take
So
it.
here's where I stand on it, guys.
Yeah.
I think that right now, what Bayern Munich are doing that thing where they're the rich guy who are used to being able to get women whenever they want, and they can't believe that this time the woman's kind of giving a bit of pushback. So now they keep trying to like overly convince that they're the person, and and now it's just coming across as like bossy, eager, over eager. Like, do you know what I mean? And it's just like it's looking a little bit desperate, a little bit. That's what Bayern Munich is starting to look like a little bit. I don't know if you lot seen the reports. Apparently, there's an emergency meeting that the club want to hold with his representatives next week because they're
League One is
panicking
fucking
because
everywhere.
they're
Isn't it? Another
realizing
emergency meeting.
that Liverpool are actually starting to get very, very close to being Wirtz's choice, and like they're panicking a bit here. So they're like, emergency meeting, right? We need to get a representative. But apparently, insiders from in the club have already said Bayern Munich, even if they want to, can't afford the price tag if Leverkusen hold out. Liverpool can, and Liverpool are willing. So, where are we standing now? Because right at the beginning, I was 40-60. The other day, Matt, pick up your damn self. I heard you're 40-60 now as well on her Sam show. I watch. So you're on my wave now. I've moved up to 45-55. I'm 45-55. Liverpool are going to get Wirtz. So that 55 needs to be at least evened out to 50-50 before I start telling you it's 100% happening. But I'm close to being like, yeah. At the moment, I'm just doing that whole, like, my heart is telling me he's coming. So when I speak to you, like, I'm like, we're going to get him. That's my heart talking, not logic. For me to logically think that we're going to get him, I just need one or two more things to change. Where are you guys at in terms of, like, your overall positivity, what you think, how close we are? Like, what do you think?
Let Tom go first on this one.
I am growing in confidence, but I'm not on about the same level as you yet, just because I think they were expecting us to go out when City went on. I think they were expecting us to be like City and shit the bed a little bit, but we've stuck in there. I don't think I think they were expecting Wirtz to just like bend over and go, oh, I want to stay in Germany. He's not done that yet. I would like us to force their hand. I know we're being very respectful about it, and maybe that's the right way to do it. But part of me just goes, force their hand. Make them play their cards. If they can't match us financially, just put the financial offer on the table. I would pay 150 for Wirtz. I don't... You know when they say, like, oh, would you rather this or gamble on this? I would rather lose out on £20 million that we could potentially save if it means I can guarantee that Bayern can't afford Wirtz and he picks us.
And do you 100% think he's worth it? I know you said you'd pay it to get it done.
This is the best number 10 on the planet with 8 years before he's 30. This is the most slam dunk best deal you could do this window. He's a better deal than Isak. He's a better deal than Alvarez, although it's a lot closer with Alvarez. He is the best deal available on the market this summer. If you can get him in for 150 million euros, which is what, 120 odd million quid.
120.
All right, Tom, stay there. Hold on. So the reports coming out of Atletico last night are Atletico are willing to listen to any offer that matches what they paid for Alvarez. They paid 82 million. So let's round it up to 90 and say they would accept 90 million for Alvarez. Mm-hmm. What's a better deal, bro? 90 million pounds for Alvarez or 110 million pounds for Wirtz?
Ooh, good question.
110 million pounds for Wirtz. It's very close, but it's Wirtz. Julian Alvarez, I don't think, as good a player as Julian Alvarez is, I don't think he will ever be the best striker on the planet.
I think I know what you mean, yeah.
Florian Wirtz, in my eyes, already is the best number 10 on the planet, and he can keep it going.
I hear it. He's right.
I'll put it this way. If you were to put Alvarez and Wirtz in the same team, who's your main guy? It's Florian Wirtz.
I think they'd rotate to both being the main guy.
I'll tell you why Tom's right, in my opinion. You see, as good as Alvarez is, Julian Alvarez, I don't look at him and think he will ever be Sergio Aguero. If that makes sense. Like, I think Alvarez, no.
I mean, they're slightly different players, but if you're talking about that
Aguero, level, no. But when Aguero was at Atletico and what Alvarez is doing now, I still saw, and that's easy to say because it's happened, I still saw Aguero was always going to be one of the best strikers easily.
Because Aguero was a full-on gunman. Alvarez is a false nine.
But there's certain players that you look at, like, I'll give an example. You see, like, even Vinicius Jr., yeah? As good as I think Vinicius Jr. is, I don't think Vinicius Jr. can actually reach another level. Do you know that? I actually just think he kind of stays where he is.
Yeah, I agree with
There's certain players you can see their ceiling. With Julian Alvarez...
Oh, what? You think Alvarez has reached his ceiling?
No. He hasn't reached his ceiling. What I'm saying is I don't think he can ascend to that elite level to the point where we look at him and go, he's the best striker in the world. Like,
I don't think Julian Alvarez will ever be in Ballon d'Or contention. I think.
Will he ever be better than Harry Kane? Will he ever be better than Lewandowski? Will he ever be better than Benzema? Will he ever be better than Suarez? Will he ever be better than Aguero? Can he reach them type of levels? I don't think he can.
No, but that would be like saying, can Florian Wirtz be a Zidane or a Ronaldinho? Like, you just named the best ever striker.
No. But no. The difference is, Florian Wirtz is already, in my opinion, and in Tom's opinion, the best number 10 in the world already. He's already
but in a very dead number 10 market. And this is me not downplaying Wirtz because Wirtz is a G. But it ain't like Wirtz is going up against the likes of the Ronaldinhos of the who's really great.
But Alvarez also isn't going up against the Benzema's of this world or the Suarez's. He's going up against there's a Erling Haaland who is brilliant and exceptional. There's a Harry Kane comes to the back end of his career. There's a Lewandowski who's at the back end of his career, and there's an Isak.
And I think that Alvarez can be in that conversation.
Yeah, he can be in the conversation as one of the best. He'll never be better than Haaland. Julian Alvarez as a striker will never be better than Haaland. I think
but he's a better player than Haaland, so it depends what you
I want Matt not agreeing with Tom, and there's a reason why I say that. Tom is just a complete live in the moment guy. If we were linked with Musiala, he'd be saying the same thing.
I wouldn't.
Julian Alvarez was already in Ballon d'Or contention because he finished 10th in the Ballon d'Or voting already in the World Cup season. He is a winner. He is in a position where he went to Manchester City, won the treble. He scored for them in very important moments, arguably more important goals than the ones Haaland scored. I will refuse to live in the moment. Julian Alvarez can play in the number 10 to begin with. Julian Alvarez is a 9, is a 10, is a winger, is everything. He's a complete footballer. He's got all the basics of football. He's got the technique to help him play in the position. Julian Alvarez could easily become better than all the strikers that you guys mentioned. He could become better than Aguero. He could become better than all these players. Julian Alvarez were just in a very unfortunate position. I'll explain to you. And Manchester City, because he was behind Erling Haaland, he was never allowed to thrive. He was never allowed to actually play the position that he wants to play, which is the number 9 position. And at Atletico Madrid, we all know the reason why strikers don't really thrive over there like that, because of the Diego Simeone system and the way that they play. Diego Simeone this season played a 4-4-2 with essentially midfield players playing right midfield and left midfield.
Okay,
let me speak. I'm wrong. Correct me when I'm done. He played 4-4-2. They ended up falling off towards like January, February time because of Simeone making similar mistakes to the ones he always makes, because of them going overly defensive. Julian Alvarez completely has the ability to cook, completely has the ability to score 20 Premier League goals. And I think we are discounting what he would bring to this team. If I've got Alvarez, Salah, and Frimpong on a triangle, if I've got Alvarez, Diaz or Gakpo and Kirkes on a triangle, that alone will give all opposition defenders nightmares that they won't be able to handle. His ball striking is unbelievable. He's clutch and he's very good in front of goal. As a matter of fact, he's so complete, he scores free kicks. So for me, if I had the opportunity to sign Alvarez or Wirtz, I would sign Alvarez. And there's a big reason as well that I will mention why I will choose Alvarez. By the way, even if it was 120 million for Alvarez or 120 million for Wirtz, I'm choosing Alvarez. I'll tell you now why. Priorities don't change because we are linked to a sexy toy. Priorities are priorities. Headed into this transfer window, I wanted a number 10. I didn't not want a number 10. I wanted a number 10. But the priority was striker. Because we all witnessed Liverpool Football Club this season so many times absolutely die on the pitch without a striker that can put the ball in the back of the net. So when a game like PSG happens and it's just like, oh, Mo and inshallah, Alvarez can step up in a game like this. In a game like Newcastle where it's Mo and inshallah, Alvarez can step up in a game like this. This football manager tactical obsession with what we did one game away in Manchester City does not work the rest of the Premier League games. Because Wirtz and Szoboszlai as the number 10s with no number 9 will not work against a Brentford low block and against a Brighton, against these teams. Okay, but Brighton might work as they attack, but it won't work against a Brentford low block. It won't work against the Crystal Palace low block. Who unlocked the Crystal Palace low block? Jota with a striker's finish away from home. Who unlocks all these low blocks? It's mostly Salah creating something. It's mostly Jota, by the way, against Everton. The 1-0 win at home to Everton. We created fuck all that whole game. We played long balls and Everton just cleared every single long ball. And then Jota gets the ball in the central position, dribbles past 3 players and scores. That's the importance of a striker. You see what Jota did against Everton? Alvarez could do that for us 15, 16 times a season in the Premier League minimum, 17 times a season, 18 times a season. And he'll win us games of football. Do I like Szoboszlai to begin with? I'm not the biggest Szoboszlai fan. But Szoboszlai just got the most GA since Gerrard in 08-09 from any midfielder. So I ain't looking at that number 10 and going like, I'm going to drop 120 million on the number 10. I don't live in the moment. I want Alvarez a lot more than I want any number 10 on the planet, including Musiala, including Jude, including the best of the best. And the reason why you guys' arguments is flawed is even with a aging Harry Kane and an aging Lewandowski, I've still got Haaland and Isak and Gyökeres, so there's a lot more competition. Who the fuck is Wirtz's competition for the 10? Musiala, Jude Bellingham, who 3/4 of the world don't rate anyway. So there ain't that much competition to be the best 10 in the world. But there's a lot of competition to be the best 9 in the world.
if we want to just run agendas on the business, I can go, Isak's always injured. Gyökeres has played in Portugal till 27, so he's not going to be good anyway. And then if I want to go number 10, I can go Cole Palmer, I can go Jamal Musiala, I can go Jude Bellingham, I can go Ryan Cherky. You know, all these great young 10s coming through.
Which I don't think Wirtz is better than already.
No, but I think.
No,
Tom, wait, Tom, I got this. Wait. Tom,
No. Wirtz is better than Cherky.
Tom, I got this. Tom, I got this.
And he's not better than Jude.
We're
Here we
about
go.
to
Now
lose
people
Trent.
will cry.
Right.
Suddenly Jude is shit now. Here we go.
Hassan, here's the thing. What you're saying isn't necessarily wrong, but you're making it seem like we don't rate Alvarez. What we're saying is the team needs more of a creator right now than it does like.
Do you not really believe that?
Don't get
Let
me
twisted.
land. No.
No,
We need a striker. No. He won't gonna say. We still need a striker. But what I'm saying is the level of Florian Wirtz. You've got to remember, we're losing Trent Alexander-Arnold. So that creativity's gone, like fully gone. And we've seen what it's like when Trent's not there. So you're relying on Salah to do everything to break down this low block that you want to.
No, I'm not.
Right? No. Wait there. Because we can all do the fring pong overlap. We can all do the Kirkes overlap. What I'm saying is, though, that number 10.
Are we acting like that doesn't make a difference?
I'm not saying it doesn't.
18, 19, 19, 20, who created for us?
Hassan, let me land.
Probably Firmino was
if you've
an
got
incredible
a
false nine that year,
world-class number 10 unlocking the door,
Alvarez.
that makes it easier for a striker. Doesn't necessarily have to be the best striker. So there's two different arguments. Florian Wirtz, me and Tom believe, is the best number 10. I don't really care about the competition. All I know is that he is the best.
But how can you not care about the competition? How does that make sense?
No, Hassan, you can just tell with your bruv. You watch football all your life. You know Florian Wirtz is arguably even if you don't think he's the best, you know he's one of the best. Right?
I don't think he's the best at all.
All right, even if you don't think he's the best, he's one of the best. Even with Julian Alvarez though, Julian Alvarez is not the best striker. That's a fact. So that's what I'm saying. So it's the same thing.
Yeah, but the best striker is unattainable.
No. But that's why it comes down to preference. I understand we need a striker, just like what you're saying. Me and Tom agree with you. But what we're also saying is Florian Wirtz unlocks another dimension because as good as Julian Alvarez is, we've seen what he's like at Man City against low blocks because Man City face low blocks literally every single game. Majority of
why did he leave Man City, Matt? Why?
No. Obviously because he was
always going to be behind Haaland.
I understand that.
Always going to be behind Haaland.
I understand that. And what he's doing right now is amazing in La Liga. And don't get twisted. I know what you're saying about Atletico might not play the most attacking football. But I will say this. There are times, though, when they kind of do go crazy. Like, not saying their formation will suggest that to you, but Griezmann's link up with Alvarez, and you've got Rodrigo de Paul, and who's the other, and Simeone's son, and that sounds kind of mad. On their day, they can be an absolute handful. Hence why.
I agree.
Hence why even Soloff.
But it's not consistent enough.
21 goals in all comps, I think.
It's not consistent enough, though. Which is why you will never see a striker cook like that. You get
what I'm saying is,
I'm sorry, Hassan, but you lose me at the whole point of Atleti don't cultivate good strikers. That's what they're fucking immense at. Look at the history of strikers at Atletico Madrid, especially the ones under Simeone. Aguero, Griezmann. Even if you want to go to like the second tier, you got your Alvarez's.
But Simeone at the beginning was not like this.
You got Mandzukic, you got how many?
Let's bring it back because I didn't really.
There's two different arguments. Though. I think what Hassan was trying to say under Simeone, they might not reach their best attacking potential. But what you're saying is, and I agree with you, both of you, Tom, you're saying Atletico literally breed strikers, which is what they do. So there's two different arguments there, though.
Yeah, but let's step away from the argument amongst who's the better, because obviously that's a whole different debate. Let's bring it back to the transfers in general. Just like my second question will be followed after you guys answer the first question. So this is for Tom and Matt, because you lot believe the 10 is more important. And I'm guessing me and Hassan believe the striker is more important.
Mm-hmm.
So if I said to you lot, a basic number 9 and Florian Wirtz, or a good number, or a good, not like a DM, like a good level DM, like a Stiller or somebody like that, and then a world-class striker, which option would you take?
Florian Wirtz and the 9.
And the basic 9.
When you say basic, how?
I mean, I don't know why our scenario gets so fucked over.
Somebody who we're not even realizing.
But you can use a price tag example,
or something.
All right, let me give you an example.
Use a price tag example like Shirky and Isak, or Wirtz and Delap. Same price exactly for both scenarios.
I'm going Wirtz and Delap.
There you go. I'm sorry, I'd never choose that over Shirky and Isak.
Bro, that's crazy. Yeah, I'm going Shirky and Isak all day.
90 million for Alvarez, right? 90 million for Alvarez, 20 million for Shirky. That's less than Wirtz alone.
Yes,
I'll
because
probably-
you're
I'll
buying
probably
overall
go-
quality that's less.
Do you know what? For that, because you said Isak and Shirky, it's because you're name dropping players, isn't it? You're not just giving me just a 10.
I
but
can
it's
see
the
it.
same
I
price.
can see it with Cherky.
But that's the same price because you know who the strikers available are.
No.
You
I'm
want to
gonna
talk
go.
prices? We all know how this ownership works.
Yeah.
Forget Isak, forget Alvarez. Ekitike, 100 million. Sesko, 90 million. Jokeres, 70 million. Osimhen, 60 million.
Yeah.
So these are the ones available. What can I do? That's the price tag on the market.
The thing is, though, Hassan, all them strikers you just mentioned, unless their name is Isak or Alvarez, you know we're all just gonna feel very disappointed, innit?
Yeah, so
I
Matt,
wouldn't.
so-
If we
so-
sign
so-
Jokeres, I'm happy. If we sign Osimhen, I'm happy.
So Shirky for 20 mil and Isak.
Osimhen's apparently going Saudi, though.
Yeah. So Matt, let's roll with it then. So you got Shirky for 20 mil and Isak, or you've got Florian for 120 and Jonathan David on a free. Which
Oh
one would you
no.
I got
Which one would you take?
But you've done that on purpose, though. You put Jonathan David there because you know.
All right,
I can't.
swap Jonathan David and make it Delap for 30 mil. Which one would you take? Florian Wirtz and Delap, or Shirky and Isak?
The one that
Which one
gets
would
me
you
Florian Wirtz. The one that gets me Florian Wirtz.
The way
is,
Tom's
Florian-
talking about Florian Wirtz, you'd think he's Zidane. Fucking hell, like he's
The thing
very
is,
good player, but
Shirky's
chill
a
out.
sick 10. He's just not as good as Wirtz. But the gap in quality isn't like. All right, let's just say Wirtz is a 10. I'll say Shirky's like an 8 in terms of in terms of what they can do in it. So the drop off ain't even that dramatic. Where the striker situation,
Yes,
that's a
thank you.
massive drop off, you know.
Thank you, and that's why we should be
Isak
smart.
to the lap.
I don't rate Cherky like that though. So this drop off you're talking about with the striker, I'm seeing that with the 10.
Guess what? We don't trade Delap that way either.
That's fine. I don't necessarily rate the lap that way.
Yeah,
But I'm going for the one which gets me the best
I would
player.
say the striker. Yeah, I would say Isak and Shirky would do more damage. What I would think would do more damage. But I could be wrong. Maybe even I'm underestimating. I think the problem is it's underestimating that striker that's not world class or an elite level or a top striker. Because what we don't want at Liverpool is another development striker. We've had PTSD. We've got PTSD now, innit? Like, obviously, I know you guys speaking about Nunez, but the reality is it didn't work for Nunez, and now we want to make sure we get the striker situation correct. We don't want to F that up again because it will set us back even further. Because the reality is, again, if Nunez was, banging in goals at the rate that we hoped he would, we wouldn't even be looking in the striker market because we'd be like, we got the striker. All we got to focus on is the 10 and other areas. So this is where it becomes quite techie. You still need to get a good striker, not even just average. He's got to be good, man. Like, so I don't know, man. It's got
People in the chat will rate anyone who we're linked with. That's just the truth. The people in the chat would have said the same thing about Calvin Ramsey. They said the same thing about Carvalho. They said the same thing about Darwin Nunez. But because when someone like me goes opposing to the club, they don't like it. So they say stuff like, "Oh, Hussam is waffling, bro." But a month ago, if we were not linked to Florian Wirtz, and I said I want Julian Alvarez, everyone would be like, "Oh, Hussam is cooking. Let's get Julian Alvarez." Yes. Currently at Liverpool Football Club, the biggest problem is Darwin Nunez and Diogo Jota. Those two have been completely ineffective this season and have fucked the team up in terms of forward line play, which is why the main priority for 99% of the fan base this season was striker headed into this market. Us being linked to Florian Wirtz will not change my opinion on what the priority is. I'd love to see Florian Wirtz at Liverpool Football Club. I'd celebrate the fuck out of that signing if it does happen. That does not mean that I'm not going to choose a Julian Alvarez or a Isak ahead of Florian Wirtz. Because as much as I want us to upgrade on Szoboszlai, as much as I think the 10 is like a position where we could do better in. I'm not sat here going like Szoboszlai is so dreadful that I have to upgrade on him, but Nunez and Jota are dreadful. And I actually believe Alvarez could, in this Liverpool system, in this Liverpool style, alongside the Mo, alongside the Diaz, alongside the Gakpo, easily banging 20 goals in the Premier League, possibly 25 to 30 in all comps. And that would help us massively next season, specifically in knockout competitions like the Champions League.
But I see Julian Wirtz as a guy who can do that exact same thing as a false 9/10. He's got the numbers on that level at a Leverkusen already. Like,
he's got the numbers at that level at the Leverkusen, 100%.
Yeah,
So
like,
guys,
the level below, should I say?
So in 31 matches, he's got 10 goals. He's got the numbers to match that.
Okay, right. So now we're just going to ignore the point that I said, and said because you were going 30. If I grabbed Florian Wirtz, put him into this Liverpool team with the right pieces around him, that's someone who gets you 20 and 20 in all comps.
20 and 20.
He has the ability to. I'll say maybe not 20, 20, but he's got it. No. I say
so the 20 assists. Who exactly is he passing it to?
The wingers who have scored.
Yeah. He can create goals, 4 more. Who's the other?
The other 2 wingers who've got close to 20 goals this season.
And which striker he's creating for?
He is the striker. I want to play him as a false 9.
There you go. Then.
So them 20 goals that I said he's getting.
That's
guys. 20 goals that I said I'm getting.
That's going, guys.
Put the football manager in the bag.
That's the part where you lose me, Tom. That you want to play him as a false 9.
Yeah, that's I want Florian Wirtz, but not. We don't need the Florian.
I think you're wasting his talent doing that, Tom. I don't think there's any need for that.
I think we're forgetting the impact that a false 9 has on the football team. When we were very, 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 very good under Jurgen Klopp, who was the piece? No,
Tom. I agree with you.
It was Bobby Firmino because everything runs through your false 9.
I understand. Guys,
so I'm buying.
Guys, I've got to shoot. Love guys.
I'm buying the best in my mind, the best mix of creator and goal scorer available on the market in that 10 position. I'm putting him in the position where everything runs through him, and I'm going, do you? And I'm putting pieces around him. So as much as, because it's going to come as a shock, Colombia, you're going to get some from here.
Where you lose me. Because why wouldn't you play him in the 10, Tom, where he's best at, and then get an actual number 9 and have both?
What I want us to do is blow it up and get me Salah, Wirtz, and Alvarez.
Yeah,
I don't care what you do on the left. You can run whatever on that. But I'm on the base that we're only getting one of them. So if I can only get one of them,
because we will only get one, yeah.
If I can only get one of them, I'm getting Florian Wirtz.
But I don't get the point in wasting Wirtz in the false 9.
I don't think you waste him as a false 9. I don't think you waste him as a false 9.
Right, so if we play him in the false 9, do you keep Szoboszlai in 10?
Yeah, so Szoboszlai on you could maybe buy someone else to do the 10 that you're doing around.
What happens?
Because it's not really a 10, is it? It's a fucking 8.
Here's my thinking behind this. You lot might disagree on this. I believe that when you play false 9, there's certain attributes that you need more than just creativity. I believe you need to be great with your back to goal. Mm-hmm. You need strength and you need to be good in the air.
I don't think you need to be good in the air for a false 9.
I don't think Wirtz is
in the Premier League. You need that.
Yeah,
which
I don't think he needs to be great in the air to be a false 9 in the Premier League.
I do, because there's going to be times when you still need to be a 9 for the moment. And you actually need to occupy the defenders and
hold up play is now moving away from. Let me ask you this: who's one of the best players in the Premier League at hold up play? Mohamed Salah. Mohamed Salah doesn't fucking head the ball, but when you know how to use your body,
because he's out wide, it will be in a different.
That's
way,
out wide. It's different. You're coming.
I mean, that central hold up play to bring others into play.
The whole point of a false 9 is he's not necessarily matching up for aerial duels against centre backs. He's dropping into the gap.
No, but there's going to be times when
and you're not going to be playing. You're not going to be playing the long balls into your false 9. We don't play. The problem we've had this year when we played long balls is they don't go to where you want them to go. Our long balls should be going towards Salah, but when we play long balls, they go all the way out to the left. We don't play our long balls down the middle. We don't go right. Because you know what? If we'd done that, Nunez would actually look decent. Because that's the one thing he can do in his game. Win headers, because he's tall. But we don't do it. If we buy a false 9, our play will be focused a lot on the ground. I see, with our style of build-up that we've done in the last 4 games, we are trying to avoid going long a lot more.
No,
We're trying to move midfielders into areas to get wing backs into good positions. We only went long this year because we couldn't break press.
No, I'm not even saying you're wrong, Tom, but here's the part I think you're forgetting, especially if we buy Frimpong and Kirkes, we are going to be a team who uses width and crossing.
Thank you. Which I
and
explained.
What would be the point in crossing for Florian Wirtz? Because there'll be absolutely no point in that.
You know what? We have great crossers right now. We have a great crosser.
Byline crossing. Byline
crossing is a lot different than wide crossing. Byline crossing is a lot less cross and a lot more cutback.
Well, it's a combination of both, isn't it?
Cutbacks are a lot more fired back towards the penalty spot. A floated cross from wide area is where you need your Ossimans, your Isaks of this world, players who can score down.
Wirtz will not get you nowhere near enough goals.
If Kirkes and Frimpong are doing underlaps and overlaps to the byline and they are cutting it back,
but there'll be a vary, Tom. It'll be 50-50 crosses and
let me ask for this then. Let me ask this then. If being so good in the air, is a real non-negotiable, why the fuck do we want Alvarez? He's not great in the air either.
He's pretty decent at headering.
He's about as good as Jota, and none of us want to use Jota there because he's not as good in the air.
Jota's very good in the air, bro.
No,
yeah, Jota's very good in the air.
No, because you're saying it's the hold-up play in that.
No, I'm just saying
hold-up play in the air.
I'm just saying with your back to goal.
Jota has a striker instinct for heading. That's what he has. He's very good at picking up
in the air, Jota.
But that's not the kind of crosses that you're going to be putting in from the byline. You don't.
They're the kind of crosses. Bro. Kirkes loves to do those types of crosses.
Yeah, that's literally what Kirkes has brought in.
So then look at Kirkes' crosses. So the ones that we're looking at the games where he's done it this year. Man City away. Sorry, Man City at home when they won 2-1. Sorry, Man City at home. He got 2 assists that day. Both of them were crosses. One was right from the byline, which was a cutback, and the other one was a cross from a bit wider, which was low. Evan Nielsen didn't head it. He slid in and hit it with his foot. Kirkes isn't putting in these whipped balls that need a striker to, power above the defender and nod it in.
No, but
he's
there'll be times in the game
low whipped balls for someone's foot to get on, because teams now are firing crosses in lower because defenders don't like dealing with low crosses. Your attackers now are a lot more diminutive and they're a lot better at nipping in front of the defender. Defenders hate low crosses because if you go to clear it and your attacker if you're going for a ball in the air, a defender's got a God-given right to it, arguably. Because if you clash heads with someone, but there's a ball in the air, no foul. The problem with putting in low crosses is, as a defender, if I go to clear that ball and a little 5'7" attacker nips in front of me, I'm picking the attacker to pen. Low crosses are more encouraged now. The only cross that we do, which is floated, is Salah cutting in, floated to the back post for Gakpo, or Gakpo cutting, floated to the back post for Salah. Not for the striker. Our strikers have barely any heading opportunities this year.
I don't think you're 100% wrong. I kind of agree with what you're saying. But at the same time, though, bro, when you're playing low blocks, cutbacks almost become pointless because they get blocked so easily. You have to put height on it. If you've got a back five and a back four sitting in front being low block,
but then a low block,
you don't even beat the first man with a cutback.
But a low block is putting everyone in the box, which means any float across is going to be headed away.
No, but not if you've got somebody who's good in the air. That's the point.
So I'm buying a striker. So I'm buying a striker for the 5 games a season when I play a low block at home.
No, you're just buying someone who can do it all.
That's wrong.
You just buy someone who can do it all.
The only striker is I'm not getting this.
Drifty, that's how I know me and you are right when he starts doing this. Like,
you just buy someone who can do it all, bro.
I know I'm right.
You buy an Alvarez or an...
So he's 5 times, right? Watch this.
Alvarez is not a low block.
Watch this. He says 5 times.
If you're saying false 9 doesn't work,
3 promoted teams, home and away. That's already 6 games. Okay? Man United, home and away. That's already 8 games. West Ham, home and away, 10 games. Wolves, home and away, 12 games. Everton, home and away, 14 games. Crystal Palace, home and away, 16 games. Bournemouth, at home,
I'll tell you what. How the
Fulham
fuck
at home, 18 games. Brentford home and away, 20 games.
Oh my god, there we go. We're just
Not
rattling off.
Away,
You included fucking
games.
West Ham while creating possible play a low block.
Games. Newcastle at home, 25 games. Chelsea at home, 26 games. Arsenal at home,
Chelsea didn't play a fucking low block against us.
27 games against
How
low
did Chelsea?
block.
How did Chelsea play a low block against us this year? And also, if false 9 is this shit, how the fuck did we get 97 and 99 points against teams? You know, those 2 years we had a false 9. If it doesn't break down
Because
low
we
blocks.
had Mané left wing and Salah right wing, and we had bombarding fullbacks, which Drifter is trying to
That's
explain
what
to you.
we're
for the next 5
buying,
minutes.
though. We're buying the bombarding fullbacks. We still have Mohamed Salah. We have 40 goals from our left wingers this season.
See?
No, but Tom, what you're
Because you're
forgetting
not
is the
making
false nine.
sense, Sam.
But the false nine in that
false 9 is
system.
irrelevant. Doesn't make
We
sense.
don't have a winger right now. That's
No, but
Sadio
Tom,
Mane.
the false 9 in that system.
This
was good
works
at
if you buy
everything.
Rodrigo. I told you already. That's why you're just.
Bobby was
leaning
good
back.
in the air.
Every
Bobby
time you
was
lean
good if
back,
he's
I
back
know
to
I'm right.
goal. Like it depends who you're. And again, I agree with you. A false
The only
9
part where Florian Wirtz can't hold a candle to Bobby Firmino is in the air because Bobby Firmino has more height on him. Wirtz isn't a slouch in the air when he, if it comes to a header, he's not going to duck out the way of it. But if I'm putting him up against a 6'5" centre back, he's not going to win it. In the same way, if I put Bobby Firmino up against a 6'5" centre back, he wasn't winning it. Bobby Firmino was
Bobby
good.
was good in the air, though. Bobby was good in the air.
Bobby was good in the air, but we've got to remember in the air in what way. Bobby Firmino wasn't going up against. I'm just going to pluck an old name out there. Bobby Firmino wasn't going up against fucking Aymeric Laporte and winning 60% aerial duels.
No, but again, I agree. The thing is, I think we're getting.
When we played into Bobby Firmino, but the only times Bobby Firmino would really receive the ball in the air was a cross. And crosses were very rarely aimed for Bobby Firmino. Firmino was receiving the ball to feet a lot of the time, turning and then playing out again. Or he was dropping really deep into the midfield.
Firmino, who's Mané? Who's Mané?
Right.
Don't lean back. Answer the question. Who's Mané?
We don't have a Sadio Mane. There isn't a Sadio Mane on the market. But you know what I can
so
do? I can match that output. I can match that output from the ones I've got.
In the way that you're describing, we need a left winger who consistently, on a consistent basis, not when the sun is out or every now and then, put the ball in the back of the net. So if you're telling me you have to find Wirtz and then sign Rodrigo for 70 million, I tell you your concept can work because Rodrigo can put the ball in the back of the net at a consistent level. Now you're cooking. But Wirtz alone with Diaz and Gakpo does not cook. That's the problem.
But there's a difference between... So I'm saying copy the same principles, but do it differently. What was the one thing that team never did? Never did. We never committed midfielders into the attack.
Which
we
team?
Never... The 1920, 18, 19, 19, 20. Midfielders. Bar
I mean, occasionally,
occasions where we needed to.
Here and there, Keita here and there.
Yeah, but it wasn't considered.
Why not them time header here and there? That's
yeah, but a lot of the time it was you're not allowed to go forward. You need to cover. Now, with this setup, Dominic Szoboszlai will be bombing forwards because he's as important to the attack as a false nine is because he creates space with his running and with his power. So if I've got him also in that final third, I'm now getting another option for my false nine to play into that wasn't necessarily the case back when Bobby Firmino was doing it. Firmino had to go to Mané and Salah because if Firmino didn't go to Mané and Salah, we were not scoring goals because Jordan Henderson could not give me 10 goals a season.
If Salah does not score in a game of football, my goal scoring options are Wirtz, Szoboszlai, who are two midfielders, Diaz and Gakpo. The last two are someone I relied on anyway this season, and they let me down when I needed them in the big moments in the knockout competition.
No, they didn't.
In the knockout competition.
Gakpo didn't let you down at any point this season.
In the knockout competitions.
Gakpo didn't let you down at any point this season.
Newcastle PSG. I said in the knockout.
Gakpo was fucking injured. What's he supposed to do when he's injured?
I said in the knockout competitions and you're just losing your shit. Chill out.
Gakpo was injured. How can I blame him for not turning up in games he was injured?
Aren't consistent goal scoring options at a level where I can rely on them to score goals?
Cody Gakpo scored in 11 home games in a row.
The biggest issue is I just need someone to take the goal scoring mantle off of Mo because I know, and everyone here who's watching this knows, Mo is not going to do 28 and 18 next season. We know this. He might actually get more assists, like never mind less assists, but he's definitely not going to score 28 Premier League goals again. So he's going to get the 20. So he's going to make up for it. Who's going to score the goals?
You're buying a Florian Wirtz who can get you 20 goals in all comps.
Cody Gakpo, 10 goals.
Yeah. Okay. So he'll get me 13 Premier League goals. Sorry, I'll be pedantic about it. He'll get me 13 Premier League goals.
It's not enough for us to win.
Anyway, guys,
Dominic Szoboszlai is popping up, getting me close to 10 goals. Cody Gakpo's giving me 15 to 20. Diaz has given me 10 to 15. That's if Diaz stays. If not, we're getting another winger in.
Yeah, okay. Szoboszlai is going to pop up with 8 goals next season. If I've got Alvarez, now I've got plus 20. That's why Alvarez is better.
No, but Szoboszlai doesn't get the same impact.
Guys, let's stop doing it because we're gonna just argue about this forever. I think what you're misconstruing, Tom, in my conversation with you is I agree with you on the system. I don't disagree with you. I know Hassan disagrees on the system. I don't disagree with on the system. This is where me and Kyle go back and forward. I just think you're wasting time making Wirtz the false 9 in that system. There's no point buying Florian to play him as a false 9. You might as well break the bank for Alvarez. If you truly want a false 9, because I feel like you're in love with Wirtz because he's a great player, but you're putting him in a role that's not really the point of getting him.
If you go look at the positions that Florian Wirtz takes up at Leverkusen, he is this wonderful little hybrid footballer. But a lot of the time, he is the most advanced player alongside the striker. He's playing off the striker. He's playing.
But that's the point, bro. Alongside the striker.
No. He's playing in that position as a second striker because there's a guy to play off up front. If you were to put him in that position, but you instead give him 2 guys to play off on the wings, you get the same level. Bobby Firmino would have been just as impactful if Salah and Mané didn't exist, but we had Lewandowski up top.
Completely wrong.
I'm not. I'm just not though.
You're 100% wrong.
I'm just not.
Firmino without Salah and Mané would not work at all.
Anyway, guys, we'll pick this up.
He was arguably our best attacker in the 1 year where we had neither of them. And the first season he came in under Jurgen Klopp, outside the Coutinho, was a midfielder at that time.
Competition was fantastic.
Guys, remember the point where we are.
He was better than Benteke. You're correct.
Anyway. We'll pick this up next week. I know you're not passionate about this, but I'm going to close it out because we could argue about this all day. Guys, you don't get this level of conversation, argument back and forth and entertainment anywhere else but when we do this collab. Make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to everyone's channel, keep it pushing. This is Matt says Sesko is just another Darwin. Arsenal, please. I agree. I hope Arsenal get Sesko 100%. Noor says I want Wirtz, but put Simmons and Ekitike in the bag.
People wouldn't like what my second plan is if we can't get Alvarez and Wirtz.
Remember,
I'm buying Florian Wirtz and Javi Simmons and playing them as false 9.
Remember it, and we'll pick it up from next week because I know it's going to cause controversy. Morton, yesterday I listened to K-Mac. He claimed Alvarez cost 61 mil. The rest was add-ons. Is he talking nonsense? No, it was. I think it was 64. But yeah, they didn't pay the 80 all up front. It was like some kind of add-on. So I don't know how much they pay City, but that's why you might even be able to get
I'll be honest, I don't.
K-Mac does waffle. He just doesn't waffle all the time.
I don't believe the stories of Atleti will take what they paid for him. I think if anything, they'll want more. They might not want his release clause, which is, I don't know how much it is. Someone know in the comments knows, but I think they'll want more than the 80 odd they paid for.
Yeah, it will depend on who their replacement is as well. Which if it's Nunez, that helps us out. Jay, Tom, do you think Wirtz can be better than Bobby? I mean, we kind of just had that conversation in terms of the false 9. Samir, instead of wasting 120 on Wirtz, I would rather have 65 on Gyökeres or Osimhen and then 65 on Adam Wharton. This would benefit long term. I see that where you're coming from with that, but I think Wharton would be more expensive. That's all. I don't think you get Wharton for less than 90 to 100 mil. I really don't. Especially after that FA Cup final performance, he was amazing in that game. Like, I don't think he goes for cheap. I really don't. Mario, Slot has molded Grab into the best DM this season. I agree with Tom. I believe that Slot can see Wirtz as a false 9 with Alvarez on the left. We box teams high up.
Oh, you don't agree with Tom then, because that's not Tom's point. You can't just like give people like fake W.
I don't put Alvarez on the left.
You have to say I agree with Tom and then sign both players that we're arguing about. Because me, Tom, and Drifty would take Wirtz and Alvarez both. So this is not a debate. You can't just create false narratives. Like, of course we would take Wirtz and false 9 if fucking Julian Alvarez is left wing. Of course, bro.
We chat football. So we tell Wirtz come and play Paul and do the false 9. Put the football manager in the bag. We don't have Klopp as manager. Get over the false 9.
Can I ask everyone here? You know when Luis Diaz has played up front for Liverpool this season? What role has he played and what did we say he was doing this season? Did we not all sit there and go, Luis Diaz is doing a really good job on the false 9 this season?
Yeah.
So we play with a false 9 already.
But I agree with you, Tom. False 9 is the way to go. I just don't think it should be.
That comment there of, this isn't Jurgen Klopp. I know it's Arnie Slot, and Arnie Slot plays with a false 9 as well.
Yeah, he does. We do play with a false 9 for large parts of the season. We did. LFC coming to
Hong Kong
this summer, but couldn't get a ticket. But luckily got opening training tickets. Big up, man. Yeah, the tickets must be like gold dust, man. Do you know what I mean? Like the amount of people in Hong Kong that want to go to that game, that must have sold out in seconds, never mind minutes.
Yeah, them pre-season things always go mega.
Yeah, they really do. Why don't you want Sesko? He's basically Nunez. Well, if everyone's moaning about Nunez, then literally that's the number one reason why we don't want to go back down that road, then, isn't it?
No, I think he's asking you. I think he's asking
you.
On
Drifty's neck, chat. Don't let him forget he back.
I don't think Sesko is anywhere close to Nunez. That's it.
Why do you put Nunez so high up?
Because I've seen Nunez lose his confidence and loses everything around him at Liverpool. If I go back to 2-3 years ago, he was much better than he is now. I'm not just going to give up on him because he's having a bad time. And Fonzie says, big up Don Hussam and Drifty, L up Tom Little.
Facts, Fonzie. Fonzie knows.
That's savage. I'm not going to lie. That's savage.
Big up Fonzie. Fonzie knows.
But no, we love, that's what we love. We love having the difference of opinion. This is family do. They argue. And then at the end, we all agree to disagree and we keep it moving. It's been another big show. Shout out to all of you guys. We've had over 1,500 in the chat for the entire time. Big up yourselves. Please make sure you go and subscribe to Tom and Hassam's channels. Links will be in the description. Make sure you're subscribed right here. Put that notification bell on. Big up to all the super chatters as well. Big up your damn selves. Rack again, brother. Love. And everyone else who contributed. Boys, have you lot got anything happening later on? You can promote quickly anything you need the people to know.
I've got the Liverpool panel show tonight at 10. Got Jamie, K-Mac. We got Mike Das and we got Jerry pulling up. So we're going to have a great conversation as well. So look forward to it.
People.
I do wonder why you agreed to have Jamie, but why you agreed to have Jamie on past this time. Before this time, it's like, it's risky enough, but past the watershed, that's like unhinged.
I give him like a pre-game pep talk. I'm like, don't get me cancelled, and then we start. And then his first line is him insulting his wife. So,
but people, it's been an absolute pleasure. Tom, Hassam, it's always love, boys. Looking forward to next week already, guys. Big up yourselves, and we will see you for the match preview, which will either be later tonight or tomorrow, and then back on Sunday for the final game of the season and the trophy lift. Sorry.
And then I'll be seeing the Kopish boys on Monday. That's what I'll be seeing the Kopish boys. Crazy.
Ooh, England
Monday is going to be epic. It's going to be crazy Monday. I don't even know what Monday's going to be like watching like one of those movies where like the party just gets out of control and then you just start thinking
The Hangover.
The anxiety levels are just ramped up because you just can't believe the carnage you're watching. It's going to be mad.
It's going to be like The Hangover. 100%. Thomas Allen.
Yeah. It's going to be crazy. People,
Thomas Allen. 100%.
You just can't fucking help yourself, can you? There's at no point in your life where you can pay me a compliment.
You guys know who Allen is from The Hangover, right?
Fuck's sake.
Guys, on that note, big up yourselves. We're out of here. Peace.
Can I just tell the chat quickly? This is Tom right here.
No, fucking Google it. If you're that desperate, Google it. For fuck's sake.
Tom right here. Tom, this is Tom Monday night, chat. This is going to be Tom right here.
Oh my God. People, we're out of here.
Whose fucking baby have I nicked?